What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. Leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Tuesday, everybody. That's right, welcome. It's going to be a little windy today. Matter of fact, they already have a wind advisory in effect through 6 o'clock this evening. Going to blow in the wind. Still going to be in the 80s today, but not tomorrow. We'll be down in the mid to low 70s tomorrow, but low 80s today with a lot of wind. But we'll get you up to date with the weather here in just a little bit. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to it. Hope you're doing well. Hope everything's going good. Got a full slate for you for today's show. We're going to start things off this hour with a replay of an interview. Last Thursday, the 9 o'clock hour, we had some of the folks from the Roswell Community Little Theater join us. Weekend number 2 of Unnecessary Farce is happening this weekend at the Roswell Community Little Theater. Friday night, Saturday night performances, Sunday matinee. So we had Randall and Will and Chris join us. And 2 of the cast members, and I believe Chris is, I don't know if he's not the director. I think he just helps. I don't know if he's actually in this play. His wife is one of the main characters. But anyway, they talked about the play, so we're going to play that for you and hopefully encourage you to want to check out a show this weekend. In the 8 o'clock hour, about 8:15, we're going to have a gubernatorial candidate hoping to represent the Republican Party here for the state of New Mexico, Rebecca Dow. She's going to be joining us here in studio, and we'll have a great conversation with her about 8:15 or so this morning. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, about 9:15, Robert Reynolds will be back. He pops in once a month, keeps us up to date on poetry, gospel singing at his church, and a couple other places. He used to do Senior Circle all the time, but they really haven't been open since COVID. So, but he keeps us up to date on things happening around town, and he'll give us that update here about 9:15 or so this morning. Plus, we'll do all of your hourly features that include your news of the local and national variety, along with business updates and whatever else we can come up with for today's show. Before we do any of that stuff, though, let's go ahead and get you up to date on that weather.
I'm meteorologist Jennifer Naramore with your Pecos Valley weather. It'll be a partly sunny go of it for today. The big weather story will be the winds a-howling here. We're looking at some gusts anywhere from 45 to 55 miles per hour, giving us some patchy blowing dust today. Highs are on the climb well to the mid to upper 80s. Pretty clear out there tonight. We'll see a decreasing wind as the night goes on, our low mid to upper 40s. And then sunny for tomorrow. Highs are ranging between 75 and 80. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Naramore.
Thank you, Jennifer. Currently 56 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 51%. Winds currently out of the southeast at 10 miles per hour. As I mentioned earlier, wind advisory remains in effect through 6 p.m. this evening. As Jennifer mentioned, patchy blowing dust out there this afternoon. Sunny with a high of 82. The winds will be up out of the southwest 15 to 25 early in the day. Increasing 25 to 35, gusting as high as 50 miles per hour later on. Tonight, patchy blowing dust in the early evening hours. Mostly clear after that with an overnight low of 43. Winds will remain up out of the northwest, 25 to 35, gusting as high as 45 miles per hour. They will decrease later in the evening, down 10 to 20 miles per hour. For you Wednesday, the wind much more friendly, but temperatures much cooler. Sunny skies, high of only 74 with northwest winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, mostly clear. Overnight low of 44 with southwest winds 5 to 10. Who knows? That's a little closer to a first freeze. So maybe we'll be seeing that here in the next couple weeks or so. For Thursday, sunny, high back up near 80 with winds out of the west 5 to 10. Looking at Friday, sunny skies, highs right around 70. So back being cool again, near 70. So may not even get there. And then looking at your weekend, sunny and 72 Saturday, sunny 75 on Sunday. Hey, Zia Guns USA here in Roswell. They are buying your guns. If you've got guns to sell, they've got them. They're making cold, hard cash offers. You walk in the door with that gun, they make you an offer. You walk out the door with that cold, hard cash. They're buying single firearms. They're buying entire gun collections, even estate sales, things like that. So if you've got guns to sell, Zia Guns USA here in Roswell wants to talk to you. Also, they are now a full-line Tacticam dealer. These are the same Tacticams you see on hunting shows worldwide. They've got them right here at Zia Guns USA. Also, don't forget, they carry Black Rifle Coffee. The whole line is there for you to choose, check out, purchase, drink, consume. Also, Dr. Squatch. They're the only authorized Dr. Squatch retailer in the region, which means you've seen their men's soap products and stuff online, and you're like, I wonder what it really smells like. Go to Zia Guns. They've got it there. You can see it, touch it, do all that stuff. And, of course, they are open every day, including Sundays. They are closed on Saturdays. They're open on Sundays. Only gun store in the area to be open on Sundays. They are closed on Saturdays to spend time with family, and recommend you do too. So stop on by 1907 North Main, right here in Roswell. All right, 7:12. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and then our interview with the folks in the Roswell Community Little Theater talking about Unnecessary Farce. Final weekend coming up. They joined us last week. Here's that interview on the other side. Don't go away.
Good morning, this is Smiley Wooten at the Roswell Livestock Auction. 1907 head of cattle sold on Monday on an uneven market with excellent buyer tenants. Compared to last week, stocker calves sold 8 to 10 higher, feeder cattle steady to 2 higher, packer cows and bulls steady to $3 lower. 3 to 4 pound steers $192 $212, 3 to 4 pound heifers $155 $171, 4 to 500 pound steers $184 $192, 4 to 500 pound heifers $146 $155, 5 to 600 pound steers $164 $184, 5 to 600 pound heifers $140 $146, 6 700 pound steers $147 $164, 6 to 700 pound heifers $129 $140, 7 800 pound steers $130 $147, 7 800 pound heifers $126 $129, packer cows $60 to $67.50, canner and cutter cows $50 to $58, packer bulls $82 to $87, feeder bulls $63 to $79. The top half the cow calf pairs $1,100 to $1,400 per pair. Top half the bred cows $900 to $1,100. $35 per head. Remember, this is the top of the market, and prices range down from this according to quality, condition, and feel. We do appreciate the business, and we'll talk to you next Monday morning. This is Smiley Wooten, Roswell Livestock Auction.
Like most people, you're busy enjoying your life and taking care of today's priorities. But it's a good idea to think about your future. Will you have enough income to enjoy a comfortable lifestyle down the road? Time flies, so it's never too soon to create a financial strategy for your future. A super check from your local Farm Bureau agents can help make sure you're on track. Take control of your future and call Farm Bureau agents Caleb Grant, Jeff Weathers, and Chad Holloway in Roswell at 575-755-FBFS.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Men are 6 times more likely to be struck by lightning than women. That's because men are 6 times more likely to wear a tinfoil hat in a thunderstorm. Here's Mike Winters.
Joining us in studio this morning from the Roswell Community Little Theater, Chris and Randy and Will with us. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Morning.
How's life treating you guys today?
Good.
Good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Had a dress rehearsal last night, so we're recovered from that.
Yeah. So are you? What's the feeling the day before? Excited, nervous? I mean,
Both.
Both. It's kind of a cornucopia of feelings mixed together.
Yeah. Honestly, the day before, it's kind of a tradition that we don't have rehearsal.
Okay.
So actually, this is the one day in the last 2 weeks where we're not getting together.
Okay.
Because it's kind of your chance to center yourself.
Cleanse the palate,
that's
get you
right.
ready for...
Decompress.
Decompress a little bit. Well, good news is for everybody, you don't have to wait long to see their upcoming production. Tomorrow night is opening night. It's a comedy. It's called Unnecessary Farce, hence that farce part. I think you can kind of figure that out. But this one is basically the premise, and I'll let you guys talk more about it, but it's kind of, think of your political scandal, hotel room sting, and the comedy ensues.
Right?
Right. That's it.
All right, so the characters just totally get dragged all over the place.
Yeah.
All I get when I read the synopsis for this, again, this is me growing up in Maryland, D.C. area. All I could think of is when Marion Barry got busted. Back in was that late 80s, early 90s, whenever that was.
Yeah.
And it was all over the TV in the D.C. area and everything else. So I think of this and all the comedy that came from that in the real world.
Right.
But now translates to the stage.
Truth is always stranger than fiction.
That's right. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So give the background, the full synopsis of what the play is.
Okay, well, the idea is that it's a town. We won't say big, small. It's kind of undetermined, but
indiscreet town.
Yeah, the mayor is suspected of some wrongdoing.
Okay.
So the police decide they're going to set up a sting in a hotel room. So the play actually takes place. You see two hotel rooms side by side, with the connecting door in between. And the cops are on one side, bad guys on the other side. And there you go. Begin, And, 8 different doors because hotels have, closets and bathrooms.
Sure. And they all look the same.
They all look the same. So it's always one of those things of, it's kind of cool because the audience is always in on more than the people are. So the audience sees both rooms at the same time. So, action's happening in both rooms and people are coming in and out of both rooms. And it's, very fast paced.
Excellent. I would think of, it sounds like if you think of like sitcom sketch comedy and the way stories unroll there and how usually it's something kind of mundane that really rolls into this big thing at the end. And it sounds like it's that type of comedy where it's that, think of, it's like if they, you know what I mean? It's a series of, think of like Seinfeld, Curb Your Enthusiasm style,
right?
Where it's like one thing that had nothing to do with something now turns to be a whole part of the thing at the end if you're paying attention. If you love that kind of fun and comedy, this is probably right in your wheelhouse.
Yes.
It's got a couple of interesting twists in it.
Good. That's always good. Now, most of your plays and productions are always family friendly and things. However, this one we're going to call it date night play. Not that it's like over the top dirty or nothing, but there's some subject matter and things that might not be appropriate for younger kids and things like that. So get a sitter, find or let the teenagers babysit the younger ones, and you and your spouse or date come on out and have a great show.
Yeah. It's nothing over the top. It's just some adult language and a couple adult situations, and but it's definitely something new for the theater. We generally try to pick plays that are very family friendly, and so it's kind of nice being able to say this is kind of a PG-13 play.
There you go.
That's
a good.
Yeah.
Well, and we need that. I mean, I'm not, because I don't. People are like, "What are you saying?" Hold on, because I don't have kids and everything. So people, I get it. That kids. Our whole worlds revolve around our kids and all that stuff. It's important, as it should be. But our entertainment as adults doesn't have to be everything for just kids. We can go do things that, as adults and couples, and don't involve juice boxes and pizza.
So, to that point, I'm a new father, right?
Yeah.
I've got one child, 4 years old, and our whole world, our whole life is revolved around Zoe.
Yeah.
Right? And now it's a situation where it's like, okay, 4 years ago, all right, now 4 years later, I think I'm wanting some time alone and time away, right?
An adult night.
So, all right, mom-in-law, grandma, here's Zoe. I'll see you tomorrow morning.
That's
what I mean?
Exactly.
Although we do have pizza and juice boxes backstage.
Right.
Well, you can be any age, enjoy a good juice box.
Well, that's for the actors.
Agreed. Yeah. Give me those old high C things, with the pokey straws, from like 4th grade. Love
My
'em.
complaint is I want an adult size. I want make it like double the ounces for adults. I need more than 8
That's
or
one
whatever
sip
comes
right
in
there.
that thing.
Yeah, go into a 7-Eleven. It's on the dispenser.
Yeah.
That's right.
Right.
Like Capri Sun. Make like a big gelatinous Capri Sun.
There you go.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, different play for a different day. Good news is if you're not available tomorrow night, no problem. We got 2 weekends of performances, Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday afternoon this weekend. 7:30 p.m. performances Friday and Saturday night, and then Sunday afternoon at 2:30. And then we'll do it all over again next weekend, the 15th, 16th, and 17th. Again, 7:30 Friday, Saturday night, Sunday afternoon at 2:30. You can get tickets online right this second at roswelltheater.com. And when you go put theater in, spell it like live theater, not movie theater, T-H, not the eater like you would a movie theater, but the T-R-E at the end.
The fancy spelling.
Fancy.
That's right.
So put your pinky out when you're typing it in.
That's right.
Right.
Unless you need that pinky in, because I'm a pecker. I just use one finger. I don't need all 10 of them.
So one thing that's really interesting about this play is a couple of our actors have never done any plays before, or okay, one of them, and in full disclosure, is my wife.
Gotcha.
She has one of the female.
She's been around.
She's been around.
And done a lot of the technical side of things.
She's always said, I'm a backstage person. I never want to be on stage. I don't have any desire. And when this part came up, everybody would just tell her, you got to audition for this. You'll be perfect. And so she did, and she got it. And she is, it's an eye-opening, I think, for people who aren't familiar with the theater. And I was going to say, Will is another person who he has the lead male character in our play, and he has not done theater before. So he's
Haven't?
Yeah.
Well, you're a musician.
No.
How does music translate into acting?
I dink around on the guitar and I play stuff, but I've never played for people in a performance.
Got you.
Okay, but I'm not a complete stranger to talking in front of strangers because of my job.
Sure. Okay. I just didn't know if some of those skill sets translate to the acting side. What you do to play music or get you to be in the right space for playing music, does that work in acting?
Well, I imagine so.
Yeah.
One, you got to have the bravery, right? The courage to stand in front of people that you don't. Yeah, putting it out there. And then you have to tell a story with music, or take the audience along a journey with you.
Sure.
And that's the same thing that I do with my day job as a statistician.
Okay.
I tell stories with data, and when you start thinking about math and stuff, that gets very boring. So you have to find creative ways to engage people.
I say, now I see why he's acting. He's trying to make statistics exciting right here on the radio.
See, there you go.
buckle up, folks.
Right.
Oh, you sit in a room with me for 30 minutes. I'll have you going out of there just glowing.
That's all right. I was doing a whole dissertation on chicken gizzards earlier, so.
Wow.
Well, 90% of all statistics are made up on the spot.
Exactly.
That's right.
Well, actually, that's like 89.3.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
If you
okay.
want to get
Well, I run it to the nearest integer.
That's an Abraham Lincoln internet quote.
All right.
Exactly.
But seriously, there's a journey and a way to tell something. And
Sure.
as a new to the stage, right, I'm finding that voice is important. And I've done role-playing games and things like that in my history, growing up. And so voice acting, if you would call it that, is, brought into it. And the experience has been enlightening from the perspective of what really goes on backstage.
Sure.
And all of the work that goes on with the set and everything else. And, last night we had some experiences where what can go wrong, and it does go wrong, right?
Well, you gotta
and
be
you
able to
roll
think
with
on your
it, you
feet.
improv, you power through it, and it's a fun experience for even those of us that are actually on stage.
Mm-hmm.
But that's also the beauty of going out and seeing live theater.
Yeah.
Because in all fairness, especially in a show like this, the unpredictable can add to the performance.
Oh, absolutely.
When the door doesn't quite open right, or
Or
when-
falls off the hinges.
Yeah.
Like
Falls off the hinges, yeah. Or is locked when it's not supposed to be locked.
Yeah, I mean, you got to make lemonade out of that.
That's
and,
right.
Yeah.
and that's and
you
as
have
an
to do-
actor, you have to know how to do that.
And you have to do it on the fly because there's no cut. Let's rewind and re-record.
Yeah, you can do
that.
Like there is on television. And then you can edit and post or something,
Sure.
right? I mean, you have to roll with it right there and
Yeah.
come up with something that fits on the spot. Otherwise, it just doesn't make the audience feel as though there's a continuity to the story.
Sure.
And plus, and this would and disagree with me if I'm out on it, but I think as from my perspective when I look, I almost think theater is the most team sport out there that people don't realize, because most people think my performance, I'm the diva, the aria, the main star, and it's all about me and all that, but. No, because you're only as good as your weakest link on up there, and when those moments happen on stage, and they will, it's not a question of if, it's when it's going to happen.
Right.
That you as a team come together to come in. So if someone forgets a line or someone forgets a stage movement, the others have to work as a team to overcompensate and adapt. So the people in the audience have no idea that something didn't happen the way it was supposed to. You know, and without that cohesion of a cast and that mix of new and experienced, it's really hard to achieve that. And that's the magic of making a performance, really.
Right.
Well, this cast has really been like family.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a wonderful bunch of people because we've had a couple of traumas along the way, and we've all just kind of come together and
sure, I mean, COVID
supported
and
each other.
everything, it's the world we live in right now.
Right.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Well, I mean, this goes beyond COVID. You know, we had some medical incidents that have occurred, and we've had to pull together to pull through in order to meet the community expectations of the theater.
Well, it's a community little theater. It's a great organization run by some great people, but it's a small run organization. They've got overhead. They've got humanity, people, things. They got a building that is old and needs roof fixing and things like that. So there's a lot of moving parts that all make the community little theater happen. It's the people, the core of it. That's what keeps things going. So
and we are accepting donations for our roof.
So if you'd like to,
including ticket sales, we love ticket sales.
Yeah, sure. But if you'd like to pay $50 for a ticket instead of 10,
right? Exactly. Exactly.
That would be very helpful.
Yeah.
But come out and support it. Basically, come support the community theater. And in exchange for that, we're going to give you an awesome night of entertainment and an awesome show. And don't forget, if you can't do it this weekend, we got next weekend as well too. And while we're talking about shows coming up here, Randy, unfortunately, we had to postpone the second weekend of Bye Bye Birdie back over the summer here due to medical and things like that. Well, good news. Everybody's doing well again. Right. And after our Unnecessary Farce run here in 2 weeks, the weekend after, the performance weekend number 2 of Bye Bye Birdie will be happening. Right. So if you got tickets last time, hopefully, if you got them online, they're still good. They're still there.
Right.
But if you have a paper ticket, hopefully you didn't, throw it out or something. But
send it through the wash.
Yeah, it happens a lot.
Yeah.
You go look at my wallet. There's so many pieces of paper that are all because they've been through the laundry about 10 times. Yeah. But your ticket's good for next week, the 2 weeks from now. And can you get tickets right now for that show online? Again, RoswellTheater.com.
Yeah.
So while you're looking for tickets for Unnecessary Farce, go ahead and get you something for Bye Bye Birdie. So if you're thinking you want slap your knee, laugh out loud this weekend, and then something more musical for 3 weeks from now.
There you go.
So.
And between our 2 weeks of our show, our next play, which is Mother Goose Gets Eaten by Werewolves, will be having their auditions on October 11th and 12th at 7 p.m. So if you've ever wanted to be in Little Theater or do something with theater, come by and audition.
Awesome.
There's parts for adults. There's lots of parts for teenagers, I believe in that.
Is this got a mix of young and old with the Mother Goose? And
I believe so.
Werewolves mixed kind of. I'm assuming it's a comedy.
It is let's hope so. It is Halloween season though, so who knows?
That's true. That's right.
Well, maybe you could say like a dark comedy because the Halloween themed comedy. I guess you could say not dark and like some of our television shows where you're just like. That was pretty dark.
And speaking at it from somebody who's never done this before, who's actually new to Roswell, right? I got to say, if you're having, doubts about your performance abilities or, you're interested, these folks down there at the RLCT are just amazing, and they'll help you get through it.
You could be the spokesperson for New Guy for them because basically – we're always talking about we're always looking for more people to be a part of the cast, to be a part of the performance behind the scenes or up in the booth, wherever, even if it's just coming out in makeup, helping do makeup and things. Sure. I mean, if every facet of a performance is volunteer driven and volunteer done and everything else.
There's a lot more than just acting on stage. Right. I mean, Chris here has built the set, and I know that took a lot of work. We've got our stage manager who is assisting with props and everything else, right? And then there's all the directing and everything. So there's what you see on stage is what, maybe 30% of the whole production, really?
Well, it's like a duck. You're just floating along smoothly on stage, but behind stage you're paddling like heck.
Yeah. You're looking at the smooth gliding duck. Meanwhile, behind the stage, those legs are going 5,000 miles an hour moving that thing.
Yeah.
That is probably the best picture of how theater is that I can think of is the duck reference. That's exactly what it is.
Don't let inhibition stop you from engaging. I mean, these people are amazing.
Well,
and
it's fun and close knit. It's very jovial. It's not, everyone's there to have fun. It's you got a job to do and everything, but they're not. Everyone's in a good mood. Everybody's happy. Everybody's it's doing things you want to do for fun, and it's acting and performing and doing it. This isn't a job. This isn't work. This is people's a play. This is something people want to do. So it's treated that way. And don't get me wrong, they take everything seriously, and they're not going, But at the end of the day, we're making something to entertain people. We're not splitting atoms here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let's just come have a good time.
And from my first experience ever being involved in theater on stage, like since middle school when I was a tree and my only line was to go whoosh.
You got a line. My tree didn't.
You were a tree. I was a bee.
It has been a very positive experience. Tomorrow's opening night, and I'm really hopeful that the performances meet the community's expectations and more.
Oh, I guarantee that's going to happen. I have no doubt in that. It's going to be a great time tomorrow night. It's going to be a lot of fun. And a pro tip. If you can't make it tomorrow, but you got a certain window, generally speaking, after open night, tickets get a little bit quicker selling after open night, just because word gets out, people see it, and I'll come back next weekend or tomorrow night and bring my friend or my cousin or whomever. And so it might behoove you, if you've only one night you're available or something, go ahead and get your tickets right now. Get that taken care of before opening night tomorrow night. That way you're guaranteed the night you want to get a seat at and everything else. Too. So.
And you guys hit on a great point. I do want to remind everybody, we are all volunteers. None of us are paid. Some of us, these guys over here, we schedule a few rehearsals during the week, but this cast has worked together. We've been there, I think, the last, 2 weeks, we've been there pretty much every day. Somebody's been getting together, working on lines.
Oh, just the average cast members, putting in an extra 20, 30 hours a week probably.
And that's at the theater. That doesn't include sitting at home working on your lines. And I mean, just from a backstage perspective, Gina Montague, the director of this play, and I started talking about what we were going to do with set over a year ago. So, I mean, and these plays are selected 2 years in advance. So this is something that a director read a play 2 years ago and said, I want to do this, submitted it to our board. Our board approves it. We spend the next year getting rights. All that stuff happens behind the scenes. All that stuff takes hours and hours, and it's all volunteers.
Yeah, but don't let this scare you off and think like, oh, did I just sign up for 40 hours a week day job and night job kind of thing? It's fun, right? It's a hobby.
Sure.
If you take it seriously, you can really engage and develop talent.
But it's a little more than just showing up and start talking on the stage.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah. And even Randy here, who plays the mayor, right, and has a not as intensive a role, right? I mean, he's there with the cast, helping us, coaching me on how to handle situations where the line's not remembered or whatever else, and then backstage helping people with props and stuff like that.
Sure.
I mean, it is community. It is community theater.
Absolutely.
And the camaraderie that's developed here and the friendships are lasting.
It's a passion of love, labor of love.
It is.
It's what it is, and that's that's the great thing about and we talk about the money and everything is hand to mouth. That's really there's fortunately there's a great board and a great group of people that work tirelessly to make sure things happen and all that. But running a theater is very expensive. Take out the building maintenance side. Just take that out altogether. Just forget the fact they're going to need a new roof and the light bills and all that. Don't even think about that financial side for a minute, and just think of the place. I mean, every time there's a play, you got to get permissions, you got to pay royalty rights, you've got to do and all of that costs time and money, and to be honest, because it's creative licensing things, they have directions and rules on certain like okay, you want to do this play, but you can't. Some are like, okay, they give you license to kind of play around with a little bit and add or just detract from it. Others are like, no, that dress better be blue. That window better be next to that door, and you better say this. And that when they're written that way, they're not always written for the mind of the community little theater. Right. And it's like, how am I going to pull that off on a stage with, and I don't have Andrew Lloyd Webber money to do that.
Right. And again, this is one of the reasons why these plays are chosen 2 years in advance.
Yeah, exactly.
This particular show it's several cast members have pointed. It's one of the more difficult ones we've tried to do.
Is it? Okay.
Not necessarily from a technical point of view, but from just learning the lines, because there's so much rapid fire stuff going back and forth. You've got two different conversations going on in two different rooms at the same time, and sometimes they're related and sometimes they're not.
And then it gets confusing if you're not following along there. Yeah.
Angela has says the same thing like 25 times, just slightly different. And then, how does she remember which way she's supposed to do it this time?
Sure. Yeah, you don't want to repeat yourself, because that's what loses the comedic value. That's what, and that's, But and that's the stuff that hopefully you as an audience don't think about. You just come out, you watch a show, and you're like, that was good. Yeah. But there is a lot of effort, money, time involved in every one of these things. So come out and enjoy it. You're gonna if you're looking for unique experiences, date nights and things like that. This is it. This is there's nothing like this in town that you're going to experience like this. It's a great. It's our version of New York City right here in Roswell, New Mexico. Right. It really is. We get these great plays. We get it's where we make up where we lack in dollars. We make up for in effort and heart.
Right. And enthusiasm.
Yeah. That's where it's all about. So come out. I guarantee you're going to come out to the show with a certain expectation level, and you're going to come back and say, that was way more than I thought it was. The acting and stuff, because you think communal theater, you think like a step up from like elementary school play. You kind of think, no. You get there and you're like, holy cow, we have people that have like acting skills in this town, and they do amazing jobs up there.
And they're your friends and neighbors. They're the guy you see. Angela works at the UFO museum, checking people out in the gift shop. So.
Speaking of Randy, we were talking about Randy. He was on with Man of La Mancha with me. I was watching that one. I'm like looking. There's Pastor so and so dancing around on stage. Out there. How many times you see Pastor so and so dance? That's.
Well, that would be me.
Mine was Pastor Cholak, if I remember right.
Okay.
He was in that one, and he's a fun guy and a nice guy. But to see him in like an Egyptian dress kilt, whatever they call the outfit, and dancing and doing it was like. That's an image I never expected to see, was that man doing that someday. And that's awesome. That's what theater is, because you see a side of people that you never thought was out there, and you like it because it gets you closer.
So one of the scenes is some costume changes. And last night my wife saw the dress rehearsal, and on the way home, the car, she's like, I had to whip out my phone and get a picture of that because I never expected to see you in that costume. And so there's even surprises, right? So I've kind of kept a good tight lip around my family as to what to expect.
So you're
right?
keeping them in the dark.
So that way when they show up, it's they get the full experience.
Sure.
And
that's great.
It was fun, right? And as Chris mentioned, these are the people here are your friends and your family and your neighbors, and if you know them, you've probably heard about it. But word of mouth gets around, and it might be two doors down your street.
Sure, I imagine too. It's a bit of therapy for you guys. And what I mean by that is, actors, you get to. That's the fun part of acting. You get to be somebody else for a little bit.
Right.
And you're not beholden to your own morals and principles and values and likes and dislikes. You get to experience those things through a character, through somebody else. And that's fun sometimes where you're like, well, I don't have to have the values I have. I might try do someone else's through this character. And
kids do it all the time. It's just that as you get older, people quit doing it.
It's true. We lose our imaginations.
We never did.
Yeah, there you go.
We're still doing it.
Yeah, that's not a bad way to look at it.
There you go.
Yeah. Like I said, for being first time ever doing anything like this, right? Aside from say voice acting at a RPG table with dice, right? It is therapeutic in a way.
Yeah.
And I'm learning so much about what really goes behind the scenes and the interactions and everything else, and from minor roles to major roles or lead roles, right? The differences, and you see this in the news with your mainstream actors out of Hollywood and stuff, the conflicts and everything else. But it's not there's nowhere near that in the community theater. And so I have to say, I went in with an expectation of the experience, and I'm coming out with a completely different view.
Sure.
And it has been a positive experience.
Yeah, you kind of think of one thing, and you think of like, I don't know, like Best in Show or those docu with the Mighty Wind, whichever one about the theater.
Yeah, the one's Christopher Guest.
Yeah, whichever one that was.
Yeah.
And so I think a lot of us have that image, and then you get there and it's like, that's nothing like I thought it was going to be, you know. And you're right, it's definitely like that. We all have an image of one thing based on TV and movies and you know, that world, and it's one of those things. It's like, well, those work because there is an ounce of truth in what they're doing, but it's an over exaggeration of what it and so when you get behind there in the theater, you're like, oh, okay, it's a different world. Yeah, some of the jokes and some of the stereotypes of theater, yeah, they're there. You know, there's a whole lot of people walk around going, hello, you know, I mean, it's just they're boisterous people.
Right. Yeah.
But you know,
there's a bit of truth behind every stereotype, and that's how they get started.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's a really family. It's really, because at the end of the day, you're doing something that's out of most people's comfort zone. When it comes to performing in any way, anytime you're in front of a group of people doing anything, whether it's performing or doing a card trick or whatever it is, there's anxiety, there's a negative feelings in some of those for a lot of people, and there's some. I'm thinking there's some kind of strength in numbers on that. So like when you're in a play, you really have that. It's all for one for all mentality, because you get, it's like, oh, man, we got to move, but we're going to do it together. Let's do this. And so that just naturally, or just what happens as the chemistry of the thing happens, that naturally just takes place and occurs because it's just how the fabric's made up.
Randy, you're a veteran on this, and you know you've been through a few productions yourself on all aspects. So would you even say that as a veteran, you still have some of those anxieties?
I do. I've been doing it since high school, and I know for years and years before I go on for the first time, I'm thinking, oh my God, what's my first line? And that's pretty well gone away, but still there's that just kind of a little thrill just before you go out for the first time. Is
sure.
Okay.
Those little butterflies in your stomach.
Well, I imagine as you get more experience with it, then you have to worry about the side of not getting too confident with it. And what I mean, like you said, like losing line, like forgetting lines. But when you get to be a veteran in it, that also, it's like, even if you don't remember it in that moment, because you've structured and patterned, it's almost like as soon as I do something to trigger it, it'll come to me and things. But that comes with experience and things like that. But sometimes if you get a little kind of overconfident, then those kinds of things escape you. So, so I imagine that's a struggle as a veteran that you gotta balance. It's like, okay, I've done this a bunch, but I got to treat it like it's the first time. Otherwise, I'm going to make a mistake, you know?
And you got all these other people depending on you, too.
Yeah.
And some of them don't have that much experience.
And so you want to help them and navigate. Like I imagine, since on this cast, since Angela and Will are new to this, I imagine they're turning to you a lot for direction.
There are two leads.
Yeah.
Our two leads are both newbies.
I will say, when I talk about camaraderie and teamwork and the whole cast as a unit, I have to say that I work in a desk job. I'm data scientist. I work with people, and there's a teamwork there, right? But on stage, that interwoven connectivity of reliance and dependence upon somebody else becomes crucial. And it goes through the roof, and it really is an experience in learning how to work and how to rely and trust on other people. And that has been like eye-opening to me, and a massive personal growth movement. And so I'm extremely grateful for the opportunity Chris and Gina gave me.
I would even draw comparisons to, like, when you talk about sports teams, military, first responders, they kind of, because of the scenarios they're in, they build a close-knit cohesion. It's and I think theater definitely draws from those same aspects. Now, granted, there's not someone shooting bullets at you or a fire inferno in front of you.
The risk level is completely different.
But
maybe fake bullets.
Depends on the play.
But
maybe fake bullets.
But the feelings, the sense of accomplishing a goal that seems pretty hard together. All of those same tools are involved there, and I think so you get some of the same effects because you're going through something adverse together, and when you come out of the other side successfully, that builds strength and camaraderie.
Trust.
Yes,
Trust. It builds trust in your fellow castmates.
I'm going to make a prediction here. Okay, so a year ago, and Mike, maybe you remember this, I was the new guy because I did my first play a little over a year ago. And I'm addicted, and this is the one thing we didn't address is that you get excited, you get nervous and butterflies, but there's also that part where when you get up on stage and you say your first line and you get your first laugh, there is most definitely a very addictive rush that happens.
There is nothing greater in the world to be in a room of people that like you.
That's right. So I predict that in a
bit of an ego boost, right?
A little bit.
I predict that in a year, Will's going to be sitting in here like, well, this is my fourth production. I remember when I was new, just like I am right now. So,
absolutely. So
it's very addictive.
So come see it for yourself. Come out and enjoy a show here. And then, hey, if you get in here, it's like, man, I love to do some of this. Stick around afterwards. Talk to the cast. Talk to anybody associated with the little theater there. They would be happy to give you more information. Shoot, you talk to the right person, they might give you a tour and everything right there.
Absolutely. That's kind of how I got involved when we went to see Spider's Web a few months back, and Chris gave me the whole tour. Of course, I knew Chris and Gina before from social interactions.
And Gina's our director for this.
Gina Montague. Yeah. So, and let's not forget, if you want to participate by just donations of your stuff out in the garage that you're not using, the theater needs props and all sorts of other things.
Your trash is their treasure. That's
you would be surprised what we can, create.
Well, and that's just it, because the performances that happen there are sometimes they're period pieces. Sometimes you got to have stuff laying around that fits in the 70s maybe or the 40s or
an old is the late 50s, early 60s.
An old Eisenhower military uniform. That was sitting in my garage for a while. I donated it.
And in case you guys don't know, behind that stage in the theater, there is a room that's got a sea of just great things that they props, costumes, and everything. They have a great collection. Unfortunately, it's not big enough because there's more out there that's needed for, particularly when you get into period piece performances. It's kind of hard to do a sellable performance of the 1800s when you got modern telephones and stuff sitting in the set there,
or a Starbucks mug.
Exactly. It's kind of hard to make it a believable story when that's going on there. So
there was a Starbucks cup sitting on the stage on Game of Thrones at one time.
What a scandal that caused on Twitter, right?
Well, I don't know if you guys are looking for Easter eggs yet. Although maybe that's the thing.
I think that's April, right?
That actually might be a fun bit. Is y'all do like one of your plays and make like some contest where you deliberately put Easter eggs and see if somebody can get them and they win some prize.
Okay,
or something.
I got to tell you. So Spider's Web, which he was talking about, was an Agatha Christie play. We did that earlier this year, and I was the assistant director on that. But I also helped with the set. And one of the little details we did is there was a character named Pippa, who was a little girl who had to hide in a closet. And it was a hidden door. If you saw it, then, you didn't know where the door was. But I went in there on the closet, and I was like, okay, a little girl hiding in here. She's going to do something. So I actually scratched her name in the door that was inside on the back.
Okay.
So when we would give tours of the set afterwards, people would come up and open that up and see that, And I mean, it's one of those things. Nobody would ever notice it from the stage.
Just a hint of nightmare fuel there.
Just little things like that. Yeah, absolutely.
That's cool.
And that's and I want to stress this. We've been very lucky. We've had some great partners who've helped us out here. Blair's Trading Post.
Absolutely. Gary, you guys wouldn't be able to do this out there.
No, Gary and Debbie out there were great. We we needed 2 hotel rooms, and they happened to have hotel room furniture, and they're like, "You tell us what you need. We'll get it for you."
That's awesome.
And they've loaned it to us, and we had some help. Candlewood Inn and Suites, because we're a hotel, we need the little accoutrements.
Come in
Things
hotel
to make
rooms. A hotel.
That's right.
So little door hangers and everything.
Yeah. So Yolanda up there has been a great help for us. Roswell Donuts. It's a cop show, so you got to have some donuts in there. And Roswell Donuts has been helping us out. And Anderson Bethany has always supported our theater. They kind of, with every show, they say, "What can we do to help?" And as we've talked about, our budget for a show, I tell people this. I don't want to say the number, but it's about the same amount of money you might spend on a good night out on the town. And that's what we have to build a set. That's what we have to buy costumes with. That's what we have to do everything with.
Yeah.
And it's amazing what we can do with that. You
Absolutely.
know, donations. Sometimes people, it's
magic here.
It really is. It's pretty impressive what we can do.
I haven't had to borrow a casket from Anderson Bethany for any performances yet.
Okay, I hate to say this out loud, but we happen to need a casket. You know what? The first play we did, which was Francine's Will, we actually borrowed an urn from them because we needed a cremated remains.
Urn's a little more easy to transport than a casket.
But just Anderson Bethany giving you a heads up. Next year, there's going to be a play where we will need a casket.
All right. So we got a spare one lying around.
Yeah. So somebody doesn't make that 8th payment, got to repossess them. Just let us know.
I'm thinking if you got a spare casket in your garage, we'll use it. But you probably got other things going on that you need to worry about.
Well, I would like to hope you're just really into Halloween and love to decorate. Anything other than that, I'm a little worried.
Pre-planning.
There you go.
There you're right.
That's some pre-planning. I got the casket in the garage right now.
They used to sell those at Costco. I remember the first time I walked into a Costco, and here's like the pallets of Coca-Cola, paper towels, and caskets lined up by the front door, and you could buy your casket and throw it in the back of your pickup and take it home with you.
Well, I got a new one with Bluetooth, so
there you go.
Got Bluetooth.
Smart devices are penetrating our lives in all forms, so why not the casket too? Take it to the afterlife.
That's right.
You were mentioning our costume shop. We do rent stuff out.
Oh, if you need for your own
for Halloween or something, you want to come see what we got.
That's not a bad fundraiser. Come get costumed up by the little theater.
Well, I don't think most people know that because we don't have too many takers. But if you want to come look through our costume shop and rent something.
Well, being the new guy, this is the first I'm hearing about it.
I'm liking this. You have just a lot of ideas back there. I'm just saying.
So I also want to throw out something else real quick.
Through the talent search real quick.
As some of you guys out there listening know, we did a talent search last year. We called it Santa's Talent Search at the theater, and we are gearing up for the 2nd annual talent search.
Yes.
We have our dates now. The show will be on Saturday, December 18th.
Okay.
Auditions will be Thursday, December 2nd at 6 p.m., Saturday, December 4th at 2 p.m., and they're not. I checked just before I came on. They're not on yet, but they should be on. Hopefully, in the next 24 hours, we'll have the entry forms, the waivers, all that stuff. All the paperwork will be online on our website to get your audition forms in.
Okay.
We are looking forward to having one of our star judges back. We appreciate that you did it last year, and we're very excited to have you come back again this year. But,
absolutely. That's fun.
We'll have more information on that soon, but for those out there who have been waiting to hear, because I have had several people ask me, when are auditions? Forms will be online in the next 24 hours, and get them in by November 30th. We are very ready.
And then the week before Christmas, that's Saturday. I think it's to the day. Isn't Christmas on a Saturday this year?
I believe it might be.
So I think it's 1 week before Christmas for the performance on the 18th.
Yeah. On the 7th.
We also have improv nights.
Yes.
What's that?
We also have improv nights.
Yeah, that's Friday nights, right?
Well, we had our first one last Friday. I think with our schedule coming up, we're a little
got some busy Friday nights coming up here.
But we'll be announcing more dates on that.
Okay.
And we're also doing a big fundraiser in conjunction with the Kiwanis Club.
Yes.
We're doing a concert on November 6th.
If you're a big fan of
Simon and Garfunkel.
It's
a Simon and Garfunkel tribute band. Right. And we're very excited about having that. And part of the proceeds from that helped to go build a all-inclusive playground for children.
For Kiwanis and everything through that, the all-inclusive park. By the way, that show is a little different.
Right.
It is assigned seating, so you go online and pick your tickets. It's a little different than most community theater events in that building.
Yeah.
So that one's a little different. Just want to put that on your radar. Well, we got to go. Okay. Thank you, guys. Break a leg. We'll see you this weekend.
Great.
And get on out to come see Unnecessary Farce this Friday, Saturday night, 7:30 p.m., Sunday, 2:30. Then we'll do it all over again Friday and Saturday night, 7:30, Sunday at 2:30, again at the Roswell Community Little Theater there in the Plains Park Shopping Center.
And then the next week will be Bye Bye Birdie.
And Bye Bye Birdie, that's the make good from the summer. If you've got tickets, you've already got a seat there. Mm-hmm. If you want tickets, go online, roswelltheater.com to get your tickets.
Yes.
You can get all that done.
Thank you so much for having us on. We really appreciate it.
We'll see you all next time.
All right. Thanks, Mike.
Phone number. It sounds innocent enough, but then the buyer will ask you to prove that it is your phone number by texting them the 6-digit verification code you just received. Do this, and you just handed over the ability for the scammer to make calls using your phone number, probably using Google Voice, to do who knows what. So don't give your phone number out. If you need to, use a burner app. Stay updated at commando.com. Whether you need it for work, school, or a special project, it's very important to have the right printer. The Epson EcoTank is a new type of printer that doesn't use cartridges. Stop buying expensive ink cartridges and save yourself the frustration of replacing ink cartridges ever again. The Epson EcoTank printers have supersized, easy-to-fill ink tanks, and they come with just a ridiculous amount of ink. If you're like me, you've tried rationing your printing to save yourself from replacing those expensive ink cartridges. With the Epson EcoTank, you don't have to worry about running out of ink. So start printing in color all you want. You can kiss expensive cartridges goodbye already. But hurry, because the Epson EcoTank is changing the way people print. It's flying off the shelves. I just love mine. The Epson EcoTank makes it easy. Make the switch today. Add the Epson EcoTank to your online shopping list so you can just fill and chill. Epson EcoTank printers. Available at Sam's Club, Target, Walmart, and at epson.com/EcoTankKim.
I'm meteorologist Jennifer Naramore with your Pecos Valley weather. It'll be a partly sunny go of it for today. The big weather story will be the winds a-howling here. We're looking at some gusts anywhere from 45 to 55 miles per hour, giving us some patchy blowing dust today. Highs are on the climb well to the mid to upper 80s. Pretty clear out there tonight. We'll see a decreasing wind as the night goes on, our low mid to upper 40s. And then sunny for tomorrow. Highs are ranging between 75 and 80. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Naramore.
It's time for the Chavez County Sports Report. I think we should talk a little Gateway Christian, don't you? The Warriors are pretty good in football and volleyball. In fact, in volleyball, they're 13-1. Only loss of the season was to Tularosa. Of course, that's stepping up a division for Gateway Christian. All of their victories, in fact, have been sweeps, and they'll be taking on Elida this afternoon at 5:30. The Gateway Christian Warriors' best volleyball finish was last year. They were a state runner-up to Melrose, so they're looking for a state championship. Gateway Christian football, well, they've won 6 state championships, but in recent years, it's been runner-up finishes in 2015, 16, and 2018. And Gateway Christian, though, is 6-0 overall after clobbering Clovis Christian 69-22 on Friday. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell Talk FM 106.5.
With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Bill Alexander. Amazon said Monday it will allow many tech and corporate workers to continue working remotely indefinitely, as long as they can commute to the office when necessary. The new policy is a change from Amazon's previous expectation that most employees would need to be in the office at least 3 days a week when offices reopen from the COVID-19 pandemic. The vast majority of United Auto Workers union members rejected a contract offer from Deere & Company Sunday that would have delivered at least 5% raises to the workers who make John Deere tractors and other equipment. Negotiators will return to the bargaining table to try to work out a new deal. On Wall Street, the Dow down 250 points, closing at 34,496. The Nasdaq down 93 to 14,486, and the S&P 500 lost 30 points to 4,361. With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
As the school year comes to an end and COVID restrictions start to ease, don't lose sight of the lessons learned. Cover your cough, positive personal hygiene, respect one another, show and tell others you love them. Fiscal and social responsibility are great ways to show your love. This is Damon Graham, your local New York Life agent. I can help you show your love to others. Call me at 575-623-0803 so we can determine how you best can show your love. Expect to be blessed.
This is Renee.
Happy to be here.
She's not some influencer. She's more of a groundbreaker, turning her 4-acre lot into a little slice of heaven behind the wheel of a John Deere 1 Series tractor. Renee runs with us because the most important job is the next one.
That's all I got.
Nothing runs like a Deere. Hear Renee's story at Deere.com.
Stop by Pecos Valley Equipment in Artesia and Roswell, or visit us online at pecosvalleyequipment.com.
Clyde Lewis and Ground Zero is now in Roswell on 106.5 FM, KEND Roswell.
And good morning. It is closing in on 8 o'clock. Town Hall News coming up in just a second. Hey, teachers, principals, school staff members, McDonald's wants to honor you from now through Friday, October 15th. Your local McDonald's is making school day mornings a little brighter. They're doing free breakfast as a thank you meal. You get to choose a free Egg McMuffin, sausage biscuit or bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit, and then they'll give you a hash brown and a medium coffee with that. So that's free to educators and school staff and all that. This week only at your local McDonald's. Swing on by. All right, don't go away. Next hour, we're going to have gubernatorial candidate Rebecca Dow join us in studio next hour. We'll chit-chat with her. Town Hall News coming up next. We'll be back on the other side. Do not go away, please. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico. Town Hall News coming your way right now.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. Texas Governor Greg Abbott signs a pro-choice executive order that has nothing to do with abortion. This order prohibits any entity, including private businesses, from enforcing a COVID-19 vaccine mandate. The governor saying the vaccine should be taken voluntarily and never forced.
In addition to issuing the order, Abbott called on state lawmakers to pass a similar ban into law. The governor previously sought to ban state and local governments from enforcing a ban, but had not stepped into rules businesses set for their workers. It was not immediately clear if the latest order would face a quick court challenge.
Correspondent Jeremy House. The Biden administration again urging the courts to bar enforcement of the Texas abortion law.
It's not clear when the Fifth Circuit Court will decide whether to extend what is currently a temporary order allowing the Texas law to stand. Planned Parenthood, the largest abortion provider in Texas, relayed to the court in a separate filing Monday night numerous stories of Texas women impacted by the law, and their lawyer told the court Oklahoma staff are working overtime to care for Texas patients denied abortions.
Correspondent Julie Walker. Thousands of frustrated air travelers remain stranded amid ongoing Southwest Airlines flight delays and cancellations. This man's Washington to Milwaukee flight canceled.
We had no explanation really that was, I feel, very legitimate or believable. And the weather and the traffic controllers, I don't think, were the real issue. And so we're frustrated. I'm missing a day of work. I own my own business, and I'm canceling appointments. So it's kind of frustrating.
The Southwest Pilots Union denies reports that the cancellations are the result of members protesting a vaccine mandate by the airline. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover, all for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter 3388 at checkout. That's harrys.com, code 3388. Enjoy.
A group of climate lawyers urging the International Criminal Court to launch an investigation into Brazil's president for possible crimes against humanity over his administration's Amazon policies.
The All Rise group has filed a dossier with the global court alleging that Jair Bolsonaro's administration is responsible for a widespread attack on the Amazon, its dependents and its defenders that affects the global population. Since taking office, Bolsonaro has encouraged development within the Amazon and dismissed global complaints about its destruction as a plot to hold back Brazil's agribusiness. The lawyers' call comes less than 3 weeks before the UN's 26th Climate Change Conference of the Parties, known as the COP26, which starts in Glasgow, Scotland. I'm Charles Dilladesma.
News and analysis at townhall.com. The lights going off again in parts of California.
Pacific Gas and Electric has started cutting power to about 25,000 customers in northern and central California as high winds threaten to damage electrical equipment, which could ignite wildfires. Forecasters issued an extreme fire danger warning as winds gusted to 55 miles an hour in mountains and 25 to 45 miles an hour in valleys. PG&E cut the power Monday and says the planned outages are necessary because winds could raise the risk of trees falling on power lines and sparking fast-spreading wildfires. Southern California Edison warns it may turn off power to 9,000 customers in parts of Kern, Ventura, and northern Los Angeles counties to reduce the threat of wildfires. Keith Peters reporting.
And watching Wall Street this morning, stocks have now turned mixed. They were solidly higher earlier. Right now, the Dow down 46 points, the S&P off 4, the NASDAQ up 7. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. Leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The Travelician, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
The Deuce.
Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Thank you, Tanner. I think Mr. Smalls will be back tomorrow. So Tanner's filling in for our Deuces and Trace Inviernos for today and yesterday. So big thank you to... He's got so much things on his plate, but he does squeeze that in from time to time. We do appreciate that. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Hope all of you having a delightful day so far. A little windy. Matter of fact, we got a wind advisory in effect today, and we kind of hold on to the slightly warmer temperatures today. Like our high is supposed to be like 82, but we're dropping down into the 70s after today. With and I think the wind that you'll experience today will contribute to that. But we'll get you up to date with the weather and all that here in just a little bit. Let me give you the rundown. After we get you up to date with that weather here about 8:15 or so, we're going to be joined in studio by Rebecca Dow. She's a candidate for governor, hoping to get the Republican nod there. So we'll talk with her and have a great conversation with her. By the way, if you would like to meet her, she's going to be at Antigua's tonight from 5:30 to 7. So doing a meet and greet and a chance for you to... I'm going to ask her questions and things, but if I miss something, you can talk to her tonight and ask about it. So, but we'll have a great conversation with Rebecca here in just a few minutes. Later on this hour, we'll get you up to date with local news along with your town hall business update and whatever else we can come up with for this hour of the show. Hey, real quick before we get you into weather and everything, if you missed earlier... I mentioned it real quick before the top of the hour, but if you're a teacher or a principal or a school administrator or any of that kind of stuff, you work for the schools, if you show your ID, your school ID, you get free breakfast at McDonald's this week. It started yesterday and it goes through Friday, but they'll give you like a free Egg McMuffin or a sausage biscuit or a bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit. You get to choose one of those, and then they'll throw in a free hash brown and medium coffee. So free breakfast for all educators, and that's school staff. You just show your school badge ID, and they'll get you a free breakfast this week at your local McDonald's here. So big thank you to them. And that's national, by the way. That's nationwide. So if you got friends and family that are teachers in other parts of the country, tell them, go get you free breakfast at McDonald's this week. While you out getting free breakfasts, give the gift of life and donate blood. Our next blood drive will be happening here today in Carlsbad for folks. The United Way of Eddy County. If you're there in Carlsbad, you can donate blood today at the Boys and Girls Club, 206 East Pecan there. Here for folks in Roswell, they're having a blood drive tomorrow at Mesa Middle School. The Blood Mobile will be there from 9 to 1. You can go and donate blood. Real easy way to do it. Call or text Stephanie with Vitalant, 575-840-8178. You can call or text her. She'll get you an appointment, get you scheduled, get all that stuff done, and speed up that process. That way you can go and donate blood. And it's the easiest way to make a great impact in our community. And I know people get nervous about needles and stuff, but trust me, I used to be scared of needles. Then the military happened, and I got over that fear real quick. But it's all in our head. It really is. It's you do far worse to your body on any given day than that little needle. Things you bump into, all that stuff, things you jump off of, all that. Way more painful than that little tiny needle. And you're helping people. So call Stephanie, 575-840-8178. All right, it is 10 minutes after 8. Let's go ahead and get you up to date on that fun weather forecast. Enjoy.
I'm meteorologist Jennifer Naramore with your Pecos Valley weather. It'll be a partly sunny go of it for today. The big weather story will be the winds a-howling here. We're looking at some gusts anywhere from 45 to 55 miles per hour, giving us some patchy blowing dust today. Highs are on the climb well to the mid to upper 80s. Pretty clear out there tonight. We'll see a decreasing wind as the night goes on, our low mid to upper 40s. And then sunny for tomorrow. Highs are ranging between 75 and 80. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Naramore.
Thank you, Jennifer. Currently 58 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 50%. Winds are at the south at 13. Not too bad yet. We do have that wind advisory, as I'd mentioned earlier. That's in effect through 6 p.m. this evening. Expect some patchy blowing dust this afternoon. Sunny, though, high of 82, but winds will be up out of the southwest 15 to 25. Later increase in 25 to 35, gusting as high as 50 miles per hour later today. Tonight, clear skies with an overnight low of 43. Winds will remain up out of the northwest, 20 to 30, gusting as high as 45 miles per hour, decreasing after midnight, down 10 to 20. Wednesday, not as much wind, but not as much warmth either. Sunny skies, a high of 74 tomorrow. Northwest winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Thursday, a little bit warmer, sunny, highs near 80 with west winds 5 to 10, but that is short-lived because Friday, sunny skies, highs near 70, and then 70s for the weekend. Sunny, 72 on Saturday, sunny, and 75 on Sunday. Hey, if you are looking to make some upgrades to your backyard or your home, well, this week is the week you want to visit All About Spas, because this week, this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, they are having their huge parking lot sale. Find your perfect spa, and for a limited time, find it at a great discount. Get your backyard ready for fall and winter and save big. Again, it's this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday only at All About Spas. They're on North Main across from Discount Tire in Roswell. It's their big parking lot sale, 3 days only, this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Come out there and save a ton of cash and get time to treat you and your family right. Get your backyard right, get you that hot tub or swim spa, and save a bunch of money doing it. This Thursday, Friday only at All About Spas here in Roswell. All right, it is 12 minutes after 8. We're going to take about a 3.5-minute commercial break here, and then on the other side of the break, we'll have Rebecca Dow, candidate for governor, join us. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
It's October, and that means it's time to paint Roswell Honda pink. We've partnered up with the Chaves County Cancer Fund to help raise much-needed money, and we're gearing up for another amazing year. Roswell Honda is giving away some great prizes, including 2 Michael Kors designer purses, pretty in pink, of course. Stop by for your free entry or 3 with any qualified test drive. And that's not all. With rebates, incentives, and discounts, and with rates never being this low, there's never been a better time to get behind the wheel. Roswell Honda knows that times are tough, and we're here to help and take some of the stress out of your life. It's just a part of what makes this hometown proud. Help us make it happen for the Chaves County Cancer Fund and paint it pink this month at Roswell Honda, 2177 West 2nd.
Maybe your AC unit needs a little tender loving care. If you don't know where to turn, then you don't know jack. Fergalicious. In fact, they're downright funky. Fergalicious. Let the boys at Fergie's Plumbing and Heating get your AC unit ice cold, just like some of my lady friends. Don't let any fool make you lose your cool. Fergie's Plumbing and Heating. If you don't know Fergie, then you don't know Jack. 632-2660. Fergalicious.
You don't want to bring your car to just anyone. You want to bring it to someone you know. Someone who will tell it to you straight, and someone you trust to do a quality job because they care about you. You want to bring it to Big O Tires. We're locally owned, which means we're your neighbors. And neighbors help neighbors whenever they can. Right now, save $100 instantly on select sets of 4 Big O brand tires. When you need to bring your car to someone, bring it to your neighbors at Big O Tires. Because we love giving our neighbors a great deal. Big O Tires, the team you trust. Installation charges extra. Required on all 4 tires. Not valid with other offers. Eligibility may vary. Disposal fees extra and up to 10% shop fee based on non-discounted regular retail price not to exceed $35 where permitted. See store for details.
There's never a bad time to break out a bag of La Poblanita Party Tostadas at home, the office, in the club, wherever. Parties happen with La Poblanita Party Tostadas, the perfect crunch, seasoned just right and ready to get the party started. It's the dippable chip that bites back, the chips that make bland salsas better. Grab a bag of La Poblanita Party Tostadas at your local grocery store across all of southeastern New Mexico and take the party up a notch with La Poblanita Party Tostadas. They're all that and a bag of chips.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard makes it possible for me to be more for the community I call home. I'm a better neighbor because my service has taught me how important it is to be a team player. My training helps me in my classes when I give attention to detail to the task at hand. My service also allows me to be there for my community in ways others can't. I help my hometown recover after nature strikes. My service in the Army National Guard allows me to keep my country and those I care about safe from threats. I also work with a network of professionals that help me succeed. Also, the Army National Guard's education benefits make getting a higher education a reality. Being an Army National Guard soldier makes living and serving in my community more rewarding every day. Learn more about how you too can live and serve part-time close to home by visiting NationalGuard.com.
Sponsored by the New Mexico Army National Guard. Aired by the New Mexico Broadcasters Association and this station.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. You burn more calories sleeping than you do watching television. For the ultimate workout, fall asleep in front of the TV. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 17 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, candidate for governor of New Mexico, Republican Rebecca Dow with us this morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Glad to get a chance to speak with you sometime here. You got to pop in for the fair last week and everything.
I sure did, yeah.
How did that go for you?
It's great. I love a fair.
Yeah.
Fairs are fun. And it's good folks, everyday New Mexican. You get to hear from the soul of New Mexico.
Yeah, and it was nice to do things that feel like normal again, too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just in the world of COVID. And
yes.
It was just nice to see kids showing animals and people riding rides and eating copious amounts of fair food and all that good stuff.
All that good stuff.
Yeah. So, obviously, I think a lot of people, through your previous, as a representative here. And so I think some people are, familiar with you. But before we kind of get into all the other issues and things, just give a little bit of background and tell folks a little bit about Rebecca Dow.
Well, yeah, I'm a mom. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a community organizer, advocate. So I spent the last 20 years serving the community that raised me, starting various organizations that didn't exist beforehand, providing home visiting, early childhood, pre-K, started a K-12 accredited Christian school, teen program, after-school programs throughout the district and the public schools, and behavioral health clinic, transitional housing for families post-incarceration. Just been up to creating jobs and creating services that help people become self-sufficient and transition off of government assistance and pave their own path and live the American dream.
Yeah, so you really spent your time, working in the issues and problems that we as communities have and try to find resources and solutions for people that need it.
Yeah, I've always been an entrepreneur. I've always been really good with business. So I've used my business background, paired with my degree in early childhood, to launch these programs that really don't make sense on paper. But with hard work and building community buy-in, we've been able to create programs that have really transformed the lives of low-income at-risk families in Sierra County.
For folks that don't know, also too, you know, currently has been serving as in the legislature as a member of the House since 2017, something like that.
Yes, sir.
And you fought right alongside our legislators down here trying to make some headway through that legislature.
Absolutely.
I've always been saying, and I'm a conservative, but I'm not gonna lie, I lean a little libertarian in my ideology and things, but I've always said we need to get back to balance. I know we talk about conservative values.
Yes, absolutely.
I would just like to get to the middle again.
Absolutely.
The middle, I'll accept the middle right now. It just at least so we get an opportunity to get good government in place. Yeah. How do we combat that?
My freshman term, we had, a dozen or so what were considered moderate Democrats. They're pro-life. They were pro-Second Amendment. They're fighting to protect our right to bear arms. They had really good land management ideas. They believed in private property and protecting private property. And so, the progressives, led by Speaker Brian Egoff, have spent millions of dollars primarying them and getting them out of office. There's no moderation left. You're absolutely right. And when we were outnumbered 2-1, my freshman term, we were able to really deliberate about bills, make amendments, make the bills better. And when there were bad bills, we killed them.
Sure.
You just can't do that right now. It is a runaway, and these progressives do not listen to the everyday New Mexican. They're beholden to special interest groups. MLGs might as well be Pelosi, and Speaker Egoff is right there with her.
Sure, and that's the part that really scares me.
It's scary.
And of course I've been, I'm a student of history and talking, matter of fact, I was just talking the other day about, if you look at Lincoln County Wars and all the backhanded dealings and things that went on behind all of that. I'm like, well, that's why we've been doing this since New Mexico, before New Mexico was a state. We've been doing this.
They're not even backhanded anymore. They're just doing it blatantly right in front of us against the will of the people. I've been in committee hearings where there's hundreds and hundreds of people against a bill. Every municipality, every county, everyone's against a bill. For example, House Bill 4, that was the one that did away with qualified immunity. No one was supportive of that bill except trial attorneys. And that's who the progressives voted for, was the trial attorneys. And everyone else is a loser.
So what's as governor, I mean, obviously you have some control there,
Absolutely.
What the legislation does and things, but even still, odds are pretty good you're going to be dealing with a legislature that's not going to support most of what you support.
Well, I'm going to have a whole lot of veto pins on standby. Absolutely.
How do we get people to work together? Because I understand there's going to be progressives, there's going to be people, but at least let's talk.
There is a little bit of hope. It's not that bleak.
Okay.
In this last election, a Democrat president was declared the winner, but we only lost the majority of the House and the Senate. If you looked at the targeted seats that we really needed to win, we lost those seats by less than 13,000 votes.
Sure.
That's not bad in a year when a Democrat's declare the winner. And so there is hope for us to win back the House.
Good.
And I'm very optimistic that with the right candidates, and that's a candidate that's willing to knock doors and raise money and knows their community and folks get behind them, we can win the House. So I it's not all hopeless. But I'll tell you what, people say, what can you do as one person? What has Michelle Long Grisham done to your business? What has she done to your school district? What has she done to your personal liberties? One person.
Sure.
One person. So day one, we end the emergency health orders, we deploy the National Guard, we outlaw critical race theory, and then we get to work creating a stable regulatory environment for New Mexico business so that they can thrive. We've got to reform CYFD, something I'm personally very passionate about. Our most vulnerable children are being failed by the system that's supposed to protect them, and we've got to make changes at Public Education Department.
It's funny. You talk about these things and definitely the change. I'm kind of curious as you're going around the state, and I'm sure, obviously you're hitting in areas like we're very conservative here, but I'm
going to all 33 counties.
Yeah, you're going and seeing other
Absolutely.
parts. What's kind of the mindset of the people
in
the more liberal parts of the state? Because I know the politicians think one way, but what are the people thinking?
Oh, the people are just fed up with this nonsense. They are absolutely. It's Northern New Mexico. I'll talk about Northern New Mexico because that's where we got to win. When we went in to spend a couple of days at Rio Arriba, those folks are patriots. It does not matter what their party registration is. Freedom and liberty and the right to pursue the American dream is not partisan. And these folks are coming up to us, giving us checks, giving us their support, asking for photos, asking for signs. And some of these folks, they're elected Democrat officials. And they're like, we are on Team Dow. Get Michelle Lujan Grisham out of there. Stop these people. They're out of control. There's so much at stake for us as a Western state, but also just our constitutional republic. And folks see it.
I'm curious, getting back to the legislative side things in a little bit. Some of the moderate Democrats and things are you seeing cracks in the armor there a little bit where they're thinking about jumping or at least separating more from the more progressive side of the party?
Well, I mean, let's just talk about Senator Jacob Candelaria. I wouldn't consider him a moderate at all. He's a very progressive Democrat, and he is anti-MLG.
I'll take that.
It's not even a moderate.
Yeah. I want another one of your passion areas, and because this has been a perennial problem in New Mexico, is education.
Yes, sir.
My wife's a teacher. Obviously,
Yes,
your background, you have background in education and things through some of the programs and things you've done. Why do we keep getting it wrong as a state, in your opinion? Why
the
are we
more we
perennially last?
Well, when we under Richardson, when we changed it from the New Mexico Department of Education to the Public Education Department, we changed the structure. It gave the authority to the state to centralize power. That doesn't mean they have to. I certainly would not as governor. I would give the authority back to the local school districts. And I mean, these elected school board members, you look them in the face, you see them in the restaurants, you see them at church. They know best what our community needs. Anybody thinks that folks far away in Santa Fe care more about our kids than we do right here in our own community, that's just absurd. So local governance, but I'll tell you what, we have got to have school choice. When all these progressives talk about institutional racism, they talk about systematic racism, the biggest offender in our state is the public education department, probably Albuquerque Public Schools. These children are stuck in failing school districts based on what their parents can afford to pay. Meanwhile, 2 of the top charter schools in the U.S. are right there in Albuquerque, and progressives are trying to put moratoriums on the growth of charter schools. That's absolutely crazy. So these low-income children of color get to go to a charter school. They're reaching their full potential. They're graduating top of their class, ready to succeed in school and in life, wherever they choose to do. And we want to put moratorium on it because it's not fair. I mean, we need school choice in New Mexico. And school choice in New Mexico is not just school choice for children and parents. It's school choice for folks like your wife.
Sure.
Teachers get to choose to go to a school that lets them innovate.
Sure.
It's school choice for administrators. And so we've got to have radical education reform in this state. Why not?
Yeah.
We're 50th in the nation. What do we have to lose? Let's put all the cards on the table.
Let me ask, and this is where I'm a little naive, and I know a little bit of information, and you know how that can be sometimes dangerous. But like I said, my wife's a teacher and things, and I know I don't quite know the whole process, but public schools get funding based on the number of kids they've got in their on the numbers.
Correct.
There. I mean, is that system part of the problem? I mean. What I mean by that is if public schools are saying we're going to get less money if we have less kids, and we need to keep grabbing kids,
right?
And so they're going for quantity, not necessarily quantity. I mean, is that philosophy in itself part of the problem here, or am I off base?
Well, that's part of the formula, and then we have the at-risk funding formula. And the problem that I see with part of this is that the children who need those dollars are generating the dollars, but once they hit the district, they're unrestricted.
Gotcha.
So I am the co-sponsor of a bill that will now track those dollars at least to the school site.
Gotcha.
Right now, those dollars are generated. You've got a child who's special needs, English is their second language, and I don't know, whatever, they're low income. So they are generating more dollars. But once they hit the district, those dollars are unrestricted. They can be used to, build a track.
Gotcha.
So the dollars to follow the students, absolutely. Dollars should always follow the students. But the public education system should not be entitled to those dollars.
Gotcha.
Wherever that child is, whether it's homeschool, private, it should go where the kid is. The dollars need to follow the student, and we should be able to track that. And I don't know a lot of districts that oppose that. They want transparency, accountability, but they also want flexibility to be responsive to their community in real time.
Gotcha.
And that is what we're losing under Michelle Lujan Grisham. They're doing this top-down approach. One size does not fit all. We're failing our students. Her moonshot is anything but a moonshot.
Well, and that one size fits all mentality, we've been doing that since COVID. And I feel like we as a state are really tired of that. We as a
I'm
country are
sick
really
and tired of it.
that.
And I get to watch my nieces and nephews who are in Oklahoma, they're in Texas, they're in Idaho. They're all going to school in person and they're not masks and they're learning.
Yeah. Well, and this is, I want to transition here because I've been, obviously the mask mandates are right now in place today and things like that. We live here in Roswell. We've been the, bad boys of New Mexico yelling at us all the time for this kind of stuff. But just my personal observations here in our town, people, you see the mask signs up and everything, but you're going around and people are like, we're not enforcing it. We're not, no one's really, you have a here and there incident, but I'm kind of curious, is the rest of the state like us right now, or are we an oddity? Can you, if you go into, say, Santa Fe and go walk around stores and things are people tired of this mask stuff too and are kind of looking the other way, or are they more stringent about it?
Well, one of my favorite constituents is a World War II vet.
Mm-hmm.
He's Sir Dan McBride, did 102 jumps in World War II, Market Garden, Battle of the Bulge. You name it, he was there, one of 9 men who survived. And so anyways, I had lunch with him last week and he did not wear a mask. Okay. And you know what, quite frankly, when you're a 97-year-old World War II paratrooper,
you do what you want.
You do whatever you want, right?
Right.
So we're leaving the restaurant. I had on my mask because Silver City, they mask up.
I got
This is one of those cities where the mayor imposed everything the governor asked.
Okay.
And so they put in local ordinances on top of the state emergency orders. So yes, Silver City, which they call Little Santa Fe, people are wearing masks.
Gotcha.
So we're walking out of the restaurant and Dan doesn't have his mask on and these little ladies are shooing him aside and telling him to move along. They're trying to social distance and he's going to give them COVID. And he just said it was just this beautiful poem. And then the last line was like something about cows eat grass and you can kiss my, and he waved his cane at him. And I was like, yeah, what he said. But
so people are getting fed up with it.
Fed up.
There
are pockets of communities where they're just, it's crazy. And in fact, I'll talk to people and they'll say, how's our governor doing? They'll say, oh my gosh, she saved my mother's life. She saved your mother's life. What did she do? Well, she did that, shelter at home. And my mother has this health factor and this health factor. I say, so if the governor didn't mandate you stay home, you would have forced your mother out. And I don't vote Republican, so that, but they, some people really think you need that governor to, the government to tell you what to do. I personally think that we're in the land of the free and we have this opportunity that's unique to us around the world that we have personal responsibility. We get to take risks and it comes with rewards.
Absolutely.
And so hard work, it should pay off and we get to make personal choices about our bodies. That's just how it goes.
Well, and this is, I'm stepping in, this is my beliefs. And, you're right. This is America. We have, we believe that you have the freedom to make decisions that best suit you. We also don't want to hinder that ability, but a consequence of that is you are responsible for the result of your decision, and that's life. You can't legislate people from making decisions. Like, they're going to make those decisions. It's like, I don't know, my opinion is like when we talk about, race right now and you talk about putting laws in place to discriminate, I was like, you can't really legislate hate. You can't do it.
You can't legislate morality.
Yeah, you can put all these rules in place, but that's a heart thing. And the government's not in the heart business.
Shouldn't
sorry.
Should not be.
They're there to make the playing field level for everybody. And then you, as a responsible adult, need to use those guidelines to live your life accordingly. And that's how this country should be. And anything that any laws that we as a society make to hinder that is a problem.
Well, I don't disagree with you. And I think the most important thing that's the foundation of a free society is rule of law.
Yeah.
And, we have a governor who has a disregard for rule of law. She has absolutely no problem ignoring it. She takes $250 million of COVID money to defend herself in court, whereas the person who the business she shut down has to figure out how to pay for it themselves. She just doesn't care.
Yeah.
She has a disregard for our law enforcement. We're seeing that in the rise in crime and the open border. Everywhere we turn, she's attacking the fundamental values we believe in as Americans. And what creates a free society begins with rule of law, public safety, and our ability to live the American dream.
Sure.
It's all under attack by this governor. And we have got to have a governor who believes in our inalienable, God-given constitutional rights. And I will fight to protect our constitutional rights. The Bill of Rights is not up for negotiation.
Yeah.
And as far as I'm concerned, when we raise our right hand and swear to protect the Constitution of the United States, Constitution of New Mexico, I absolutely meant it.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Yes, I agree completely with what you say there. I want to talk a little bit in the corruption side too, because I don't know. Just face it, New Mexico as a state has a reputation of history of, politicians throughout the years doing shady stuff and taking advantage of this while the New Mexicans suffer here. Yep. Are you, as a representative, and were you seeing those kind of things going on? I mean, I'm not naming
I think
names,
this last session was probably the most egregious.
Yeah.
We had representatives carrying bills that would create personal wealth for themselves and their businesses like I've never seen before. Is absolutely ridiculous. One of them, I think that folks may not know about because it was sort of dumped into another bill, was the chairman of the health committee, Representative Debbie Armstrong. She's not running again, but she has taken over Michelle Lujan Grisham's Delta Corporation. That company runs the high-risk insurance pool.
Okay.
And they wrote in there that hospitals and healthcare providers cannot charge a deductible, a premium, or a copay until they have offered anyone who is denied state or federal healthcare insurance to be enrolled in the high-risk insurance pool. Happens to be owned by the person who carried the bill.
How convenient.
And has made our governor a multimillionaire over and over.
Yeah.
So,
but that happens that happens every time. I mean, look
Brian Egoff's going to make a lot of money off of our municipalities and our cities when people sue for civil rights violations.
The same.
He's a civil rights lawyer.
I mean, look at how much I would say the whole Richardson administration was full of that too. I mean, you look at spaceport, all these things, the trains, all these stuff we have. A lot of that was that kickback and scratching, your people's backs, and a lot of that stuff, and that's a history of New Mexico. And I gotta be honest, I think that contributes to a lot of our problems.
It sure does. I mean, it's definitely a pay-to-play state. It's definitely a gerrymandered state. I can tell you right now that going across the state of New Mexico and meeting hundreds of people every day, the elected officials do not represent the values or the will of the people. They represent a gerrymandered district at the hand of Brian Egoff.
So is it, as for us, is it a matter, I mean, as governor, can you really go in and start getting like the attorney general to crack in on all this?
Well, I don't know. I mean, we need a really good Republican attorney general candidate. That is absolutely critical. If there is one thing, people ask me, who do you want for lieutenant governor? And I'll work with whoever wins.
Yeah.
But what we need is a really strong Republican attorney general. We have got to have that.
Yeah.
So if anybody's listening and they know a good lawyer, they know a good DA, they know someone who's ready to fight for our state and to help us save our constitutional republic.
Sure.
I mean, because right now we've got judges that are upholding the governor's ridiculous rulemaking, and it's just absolutely out of control. We need a really good attorney general.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I think that's, I got a feeling whoever our next governor, if yourself here,
It'll be me.
I almost feel like that's got to be priority one, because whatever changes we make, if we don't fix that side, it's going to go back. You know what I mean? It's going to, and I guess that's the part that worries me the most. And I'm glad as running for governor, as governor.
Well, I think the most powerful person in the state is our governor, and their job is to give the power back to the people. So that's what we're going to focus on.
Yeah.
And that's going to give us 8 years to turn the state around.
Sure. Well,
and we're going to grow this party. I was so proud when I was 18 years old to sign up to be a Republican and go vote for Ronald Reagan's reelection.
Yeah.
And I've never looked back, and I'm proud of the policies that Trump put forth. This is the party with the solutions for the problems that we face as New Mexicans.
Yeah. It's one of those things that I want. I want to be able to kind of rely on government again. And I feel like, New Mexico and really as a country, we don't trust our government. And I'm not saying we need to trust our government. You always question your government because that's how our society works.
We're supposed to question everything.
Yeah. However, I mean, we should be able to trust that when policies do come out, we know it's for the best for the people and not what's best for somebody else. And because of so much of that, I even think the most liberal people are like not trusting either.
They absolutely are.
This isn't a conservative thing. This is everybody.
Yes, everywhere we go, if there's a voter registration form nearby, Democrats are switching to Republican and signing up to support us in the primary.
Sure.
And so I was at the Chavez County Republican meeting last night, and Andrea Moore reported that over 100 Democrats switched to Republican during the county fair.
During the fair?
During the fair, yeah.
That's great.
And it's not the county fair because I was here for the Chavez County Fair.
Yeah, Easter.
The Eastern Fair.
Yeah,
you guys had 3 fairs. It was great.
We just got fairs all over
Got
the
an
place.
expo,
So,
all that. And thank you, by the way, for saving that. That junior livestock sale was phenomenal, and this community came together and did right by our future farmers of America.
I know there was a lot of people very happy to have that host that, and we were very
awesome.
glad. And
I hear it might come back again.
You know what? I'm sure if they would love to come visit us, we'll welcome them with open arms.
I think one of the strong things about our candidacy is that I am from rural New Mexico. My district is farming, ranching, and extraction. It's copper, but my dad was electrical engineer. I grew up on the pipeline. I understand the value of land use here in New Mexico. But we've got to get folks to understand that between the producers and the consumers, folks weren't really too concerned in Albuquerque about losing that junior livestock sale. But those of us who know how important it is to put affordable, high quality food on the table know that junior livestock sale is a critical part of keeping the next generation of farmers engaged.
I would imagine the fair vendors and parking and all those extra things that happened at the state fair that didn't happen this year. I think they would have been more appreciative of that livestock.
Boy, folks were sending folks. Well, and I actually like having the livestock sale in Albuquerque because I think it really it's a time for
it brings the
folks
country
in the
to
metro
the city.
Exactly, and folks in the metro area to see where their food comes from.
Sure,
you can ask a lot of kindergartners, where does your food come from? They'll say McDonald's, the grocery store, but this is a time for them to really understand their neighbors and the work that they do to make sure that they have food on the table and groceries to buy on the shelves. It's a really important industry.
Absolutely.
It needs to be celebrated.
Absolutely. We're running short on time, but I do want to touch on oil and gas, get you a chance to talk a little bit about that.
Yeah.
I know if you go to your website, it's dow4nm.com, I believe.
Yes, sir.
You can read more about this, but obviously you're a proponent for oil and gas here, and
absolutely,
and just obviously that's very important in this
I think
area.
the price of barrel is $80 this morning. Natural gas is around $6, I think. I don't know. I'd have to, but green energy is not reliable. It's just not reliable, and it's even we've got to have nuclear. We've got to have natural gas. I'm for coal. I mean, the way they can extract. I mean, oil and gas is the backbone of our state. Well, it's half our state budget. It's absolutely crazy to me that we would put any sort of through rules and regulations. These methane rules with OCD and with the Environment Department are absolutely absurd.
Well, and I'm all for technology and making things better. That's a good thing. Yes, of course. But if people, I don't know how many people realize this, but every single renewable energy, the way we're doing this with solar, wind, you pick it. Any of these other ways to get power, every single one of them needs oil and gas to make happen.
Absolutely.
Whether it's the plastics and things that oil and gas produces, or the oil and gas to power the plant that's running the solar or the wind, it's all there. And I feel like
stripper wells are a critical part of that in the state of New Mexico.
Yeah.
I mean, it adds up. I think their contribution to the state budget last year was like $1.8 billion. I mean, it's a critical part, and so that's who's going to be hit the most is our independent petroleum producers with these new rules and regs.
Yeah.
But guess what? If it's an executive order, if it's a rule and a reg, we can reverse it.
Sure.
And so it's all hands on deck to make sure that New Mexico's thriving. There is no reason for us to be one of the poorest states in the U.S. when we are so rich with minerals.
Sure. And the power companies, the oil companies, these guys, they see the writing on the wall, too. They know that
they're
we're
moving towards
evolving.
modern technology, electric technology as fast as they possibly can.
They're going to be
that,
just fine.
That doesn't make sense on the stripper wells. And so they should be grandfathered in at the very, very least.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's no way for us to even get to the 2030 goal. It just doesn't make sense. We'd be relying on energy from other states.
Sure, exactly.
So,
well,
nuclear, we've got to have nuclear. I mean, we've got all the above.
I know. I'm sure there's a lot of people scratching their heads now after, with nationally here with Biden shutting down the pipeline here and now begging the Arabs to basically pump more gas. I'm like,
hey, how about
what do we have here?
What a great plan our president has. Let's become dependent on foreign countries for our energy. That makes a lot of sense.
I mean, love Trump, hate Trump, whatever. Yeah. Say what you want. He understood that we need to be energy and we need to be self-sufficient.
That man was brilliant.
Yeah. And
people ask me, did you vote for Trump? I'm saying, would you suggest I should have voted for Biden?
Well, that's what I mean.
That's crazy talk.
And I know, and this is one of the things I get it. People don't like brash people and all. I get you. I get all that too. But when we're talking about the livelihoods of people and our lifestyles and our preserving what the values of this country. I don't mind a guy that's a little crass if that's going to get the job done.
Well, oil and gas is how my family put a roof over my head, so I'm very grateful.
Absolutely. Folks, if you'd like to come out and meet Rebecca and maybe ask a few questions or get to chit-chat with her, she will be out at Antigua's tonight.
That's right.
From 5:30 to 7. I'm trying to get her to try the octopus. I don't know if...
We are not going to go back to that conversation again.
But are you a seafood lover?
Actually, I do. I really do like seafood.
Give it a try if you get a chance. It is very good. It puts this habanero... it's got a little heat with a little sweet.
That sounds even better.
And you eat it like a steak with a knife and fork, so you don't have to. It doesn't look like something weird dangling. in front
come on out, folks. I mean, we are growing a grassroots campaign here. We are in the fight of our lives for the soul of our nation. It's going to take lots of volunteers, lots of money.
Sure.
I don't know if you saw the cover of the Albuquerque Journal, but we way outfunded. We beat Susana Martinez, was raised $440,000. Mostly off small contributions. We got a few big checks in there, but it's mostly to everyday New Mexican, all 33 counties.
But she still needs your help just to give you a comparison.
Oh, yeah.
Because that was also, our governor has like a war chest of like 2.5 million.
Yeah.
So we got a long way to go.
It is all hands on deck. We will probably budget a little bit better because I'm not going to be paying my daughter to do my hair. But we'll make that dollar go a little bit further. But we need lots of money.
Absolutely.
We need lots of volunteers, lots of time.
Yeah, you can go to her website, dowfornm.com, and read more about her. And then, of course, if you'd like to contribute, you can do that. Or do both. Come out tonight to Antigua's again from 5:30 to 7, 3601 North Main. Most people know where it's at, up on the north end of town there.
That's a great restaurant. I love their chips.
Get you great. Now, I know everyone's like scared. Prime rib tacos are great if you're not into weird animals in your plate. You can eat prime rib tacos.
Awesome. Well, I'm looking forward. Come on out and talk. I'm ready to listen. I'm ready to learn and earn your support.
Absolutely. Is there anything, Rebecca, that you wanted to share or something you wanted to mention that we just sidetracked to get a chance to cover?
No, I think I'm good. I mean, I'm a mom on a mission. I am ready to make MLG a one-term governor. I need help from every one of these listeners to get it done.
Absolutely. It's we got to get all to the party to talk, and
that's right.
And if there's only one team at the party, it's hard to get a lot of talking.
Well, we're gonna get the job done. It won't be for lack of effort. We're on the trail 6 out of 7 days. I am not slowing down, and I just need folks to join me in this effort. She's probably the worst governor we've ever had in the state of New Mexico, and she's got to go.
Yeah. Well, again, check out our website. Come out to Antigua's tonight. Thank you very much for spending some time with us today, and look forward to talking to you more down the road here. And hopefully, as governor, we get to see you more, and I've seen our current governor. I've seen her.
Pretty easy. I think I've lost count of how many times I've been in Roswell since I've announced.
Well, last time I saw her was when she was running for governor last time.
Interesting. Well, it's really interesting. They sure like to spend your money, but they don't like to say thank you very much.
Oh, yeah, they'll take our money.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
It is 8:46. Let's go ahead and pause for local news, weather, and your town hall business update. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Now for a Pecos Valley news update, I'm Jared Cirillo. We begin with a traffic alert for you today as pavement maintenance projects are taking place this week on 2 of Roswell's main thoroughfares. The work will require some traffic diversions but will not result in any full road closures. First off, work on East College Boulevard is going on between Main Street and North Atkinson Avenue. That's scheduled to start already and last through Wednesday. That work also planned for North Atkinson Avenue from East College Boulevard to Tierra Berinda. That will start Thursday. New Mexico State University has apparently fired a professor who bragged about rejecting vaccine and face mask mandates on the Las Cruces campus. David Clements said on social media that he'd been terminated. An official statement from NMSU said Clements had been a disruption to the academic environment and public safety on campus. Clements had already been on paid administrative leave since the middle of August. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. A group of 12 or more cows is called a flink. If you have only 11 cows, that's called a lot of cow pies. Here's Mike Winters.
I'm meteorologist Jennifer Naramore with your Pecos Valley weather. It'll be a partly sunny go of it for today. The big weather story will be the winds a howling here. We're looking at some gusts anywhere from 45 to 55 miles per hour, giving us some patchy blowing dust today. Highs are on the climb well to the mid to upper 80s. Pretty clear out there tonight. We'll see a decreasing wind as the night goes on, our low mid to upper 40s. And then sunny for tomorrow. Highs are ranging between 75 and 80. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Naramore.
With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Bill Alexander. Amazon said Monday it will allow many tech and corporate workers to continue working remotely indefinitely, as long as they can commute to the office when necessary. The new policy is a change from Amazon's previous expectation that most employees would need to be in the office at least 3 days a week when offices reopen from the COVID-19 pandemic. The vast majority of United Auto Workers union members rejected a contract offer from Deere & Company Sunday that would have delivered at least 5% raises to the workers who make John Deere tractors and other equipment. Negotiators will return to the bargaining table to try to work out a new deal. On Wall Street, the Dow down 250 points, closing at 34,496. The Nasdaq down 93 to 14,486, and the S&P 500 lost 30 points to 4,361. With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
As the school year comes to an end and COVID restrictions start to ease, don't lose sight of the lessons learned. Cover your cough, positive personal hygiene, respect one another, show and tell others you love them. Fiscal and social responsibility are great ways to show your love. This is Damon Graham, your local New York Life agent. I can help you show your love to others. Call me at 575-623-0803 so we can determine how you best can show your love. Expect to be blessed.
Join Hot New Country 92.9 The Brand for a live broadcast on Friday, October 15th from 4 to 7 and Saturday, October 16th from 9 to noon at JC Park for the annual Art in the Park. We'll be on hand telling you all about the amazing arts and crafts, the fantastic food, the live music, and all the fun waiting for you at this year's 2-day Art in the Park celebration. We'll be there Friday from 4 to 7 and Saturday from 9 to noon. So grab the kids and join us for Art in the Park Friday and Saturday, October 15th and 16th at JC Park with The Brand.
Sure, you can inspect your own roof, get out that rickety ladder, crawl around up there and try to spot the problem until... Or you could call the experts at Do Right Roofing. Do Right Roofing has quality products for any type of roof. They can even install seamless gutters. Do Right Roofing will inspect your roof and give you a free estimate fast. Keep your feet on the ground. Call Do Right Roofing today.
575-623-2273. Let Do Right do your roof right.
Find them fast in names and numbers.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard makes it possible for me to be more for the community I call home. I'm a better neighbor because my service has taught me how important it is to be a team player. My training helps me in my classes when I give attention to detail to the task at hand. My service also allows me to be there for my community in ways others can't. I help my hometown recover after nature strikes. My service in the Army National Guard allows me to keep my country and those I care about safe from threats. I also work with a network of professionals that help me succeed. Also, the Army National Guard's education benefits make getting a higher education a reality. Being an Army National Guard soldier makes living and serving in my community more rewarding every day. Learn more about how you too can live and serve part-time close to home by visiting NationalGuard.com.
Sponsored by the New Mexico Army National Guard. Aired by the New Mexico Broadcasters Association and this station.
Today we're going to give you the 5th key to a great marriage, taken from Drs. Les and Leslie Perot. Hi, this is Pastor Troy and Julie Smotherman for The Joy of Marriage. The 5th key is commitment, living the love you promised.
Galatians 6:9 says, "And let us not get tired of doing what is right, for after a while we will reap a harvest of blessing if we don't get discouraged and give up." You know, one of the keys to commitment is just deciding in your heart, I'm never giving up on God, I'm never giving up on my marriage, I'm never giving up on my family.
Commitment is a promise made and kept by two imperfect people. It's good for our kids to see that problems happen and we're committed to solving them together.
If you want all 5 keys to a great marriage, you can go to our website at jomconference.com.
The Artesia Arts Council presents the return of Art in the Park, Friday and Saturday, October 15th and 16th at JC Park in Artesia. Friday night from 4 to 9, come out for lots of free arts and crafts, plenty of awesome food trucks, and a night chock full of all sorts of live performances. The festival continues Saturday from 9 to 4, including the Artesia High School Band Cakewalk. There's something for everyone, and best of all, admission is absolutely free. Art in the Park, Friday and Saturday, October 15th and 16th at JC Park. Ad paid for by Artesia Lodgers Tax.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. 7% of American adults, roughly 16.4 million Americans, believe that chocolate milk comes from brown cows. We don't know if they asked them where strawberry milk comes from. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 53 minutes after 8 o'clock. Thank you to Rebecca Dow, gubernatorial candidate, for joining us there. If you missed any part of that interview, you can check it out at your leisure, ksvptv.com. If you click on the Mornings with Mike Winters channel, if you go there right this second, you're going to get the live show. You can rewind it and watch it if you want, but give about 45 minutes, an hour after the show, Tanner will separate that interview and our other interviews from the main show, and then you can go back and watch it by itself individually there. And it'll also be on our 106.5 Roswell Talk FM Facebook page and all that too, so you can go back and check that out and listen to more. But like she said, and we said earlier here, if you've got want some questions and things, she is going to be out at Antigua's tonight from 5:30 to 7 there on North Main. Come on out and meet Rebecca Dow and have a chance to talk with her and I don't know, share food with her. Buy her a sandwich. But big thank you to her. Stay tuned next hour, about 9:15 or so. We're going to have Robert Reynolds join us, and he comes by once a month and fills us in on what's happening through Poetry Society, through gospel singing, and through some of the churches around town and other events just happening in and around town. Hey, a couple of great entertainment opportunities coming up for you here. Roswell Communal Theater's got a lot going on. Of course, you've got weekend number 2 of Unnecessary Farce this weekend. It's the final performances of the show. It's this Friday and Saturday night at 7:30 p.m. and then Sunday afternoon at 2:30. It's a great comedy. 2 cops, 3 crooks, and 8 doors. Basically, the premise is an embezzling mayor is supposed to meet with his female accountant in a cheap motel room. Well, next door are 2 cops, and they're waiting to catch the meeting on tape. But there's some confusion as who's taking the money, who's hired the hitman, and why the accountant keeps taking her clothes off. It's a fun comedy. A date night. Leave the kids. Get a sitter for the kids. It's probably more adult-themed humor there, but should be great. It's going to be great. It's a great show, great fun. Go check it out this final weekend. Get your tickets, roswelltheater.com, and spell theater, Theatre, like live theater, not like the movie theater. That's spelled the eater. If you ever need help spelling theater, like movie theater, just think the eater, and that's how you spell theater. But not in this case. It's Theatre. And then next weekend, they're having their Make Good performances for Bye Bye Birdie. They did their summer production of Bye Bye Birdie. Weekend 2, they had to move because of illness and things. So everything's back and good to go. So they're going to do that Make Good Weekend 2 of Bye Bye Birdie next Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. If you got tickets already, those tickets are good for those next weekend shows. If you have not got tickets and would like to go see Bye Bye Birdie, get your tickets right now, roswelltheater.com. And then right after that, they've got another great show that they partnered up with the Kiwanis here of Roswell on November 6th. They've got Swearingen and Kelly, the music of Simon and Garfunkel. They do, I say tribute, but it's not really tribute because they're alive. But you know what I mean? It's all of that music of Simon and Garfunkel. What is there? There's decades worth of music there that they're going to be going for. It is the one thing that's different about this show. It's partnered with the Kiwanis. They're going to split the proceeds, so some of the money benefits the Roswell Communal Theater, help repair that roof and all that stuff. Also the money will help the Kiwanis Club of Roswell towards the all-inclusive park and all that stuff. So it's a great fundraising event for our community, and you get to go see a great concert. So if you're a Simon and Garfunkel fan, or if you're not even familiar, bring the younger ones. They probably would be surprised at how many songs that they know are impacted or influenced by Simon and Garfunkel. So it's pretty interesting. But you can get tickets right now. Again, the other difference here is most of the community theater shows are open seating. This is a reserve seating. So you pick your seat, $28 for tickets. They also have a VIP for $40. You get special seating. You get some a meet and greet with the group before the concert. You also get some swag, some other accoutrements, some free stuff and some real nice stuff. But all that being a VIP. Get your tickets right now, again, at roswelltheater.com. And that's November 6th. There's 2 shows. There's a 2 p.m. matinee and then a 7:30 p.m. showing. Tickets are available for both shows right now. Go to roswelltheater.com. You can also call Lori Schatz direct, too, if you have any questions. 575-513-8119. Again, that's 575-513-8119. But so they got a lot of shows, a lot of events happening up at the Roswell Community Theater here next couple weeks. Definitely want to get out there and support all these great shows and everything else, too. Hey, Big Brothers and Big Sisters, they've got Bowloween 2021 happening this upcoming Saturday. Well, not this upcoming, but happening Saturday, October 30th at Center City Lanes. This is their Bowl for Kids' Sake event. They're going to have it finally. Register teams and everything else. Call Big Brothers, Big Sisters for more information, 575-627-2227, or excuse me, visit their website, www.bbbssenm.org, or just Google Big Brothers Big Sisters of Southeast New Mexico. That'll find you there too. But October 30th, Center City Lays. Put your teams together, start raising money, help out Big Brothers Big Sisters. All right, it is closing in on 9 o'clock. Town Hall News up next. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico. We'll be back on the other side. Do not go away.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. The governor of Texas stands against COVID-19 vaccine mandates, ordering a ban on such requirements by any entity in Texas, including businesses.
Governor Greg Abbott issued the executive order Monday and added the issue to the agenda for lawmakers to address during the ongoing special session. He wants them to pass a similar ban into law. Abbott, who received the vaccine, says while they are encouraged, they must always be voluntary for Texans. This comes as the Biden administration is set to issue rules requiring employers with more than 100 workers to be vaccinated or test weekly. 2 Texas-based airlines, American and Southwest, have said they would abide by the federal mandate. I'm Julie Walker.
Well, they're preparing to kick the can down the road a bit.
Members of the U.S. House of Representatives returned to the nation's capital today to vote on temporarily extending the federal government's borrowing power to December. The Senate passed the debt limit extension Thursday night, approving $480 billion in new borrowing. The extension will avoid a first-ever federal default.
That's correspondent Mike Gracia. While Southwest Airlines blames the weather and air traffic control issues for its ongoing flight delays and cancellations.
The Federal Aviation Administration, which runs the air traffic control, pushed back against that explanation, noting that other airlines were not experiencing problems to the same extent that Southwest was.
Aviation industry writer David Koenig, the Southwest Pilots Union, denying reports that its members have been staging a work slowdown to protest the carrier's vaccine mandate. Watching Wall Street this morning, stocks currently mixed. Right now, the Dow is up 41 points. The NASDAQ trading 9 points lower. The S&P 500 index up a fraction of a point. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover. All for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter 3388 at checkout. That's harrys.com, code 3388. Enjoy!
It is slow going for an investigation of a devastating explosion at a Lebanese port. The BBC's Sebastian Usher with an update.
The explosion at the port in Beirut on August the 4th last year still casts a dark shadow over Lebanon, but increasingly people there are losing faith in any genuine accountability being achieved over the disaster. For the second time in the past few weeks, the probe into the blast has been suspended. 2 former ministers have lodged a legal complaint against the lead judge, Tarek Bitar. The 2 were meant to attend questioning this week. Earlier today, Mr. Bitar issued an arrest warrant for one of them, the former finance minister Ali Hassan Khalil, after he failed to show up for his scheduled session.
Russia reaffirming opposition to any U.S. military presence in Central Asia, delivering its message to a visiting senior U.S. diplomat under Secretary of State Victoria Nuland, now in Moscow. News and analysis at townhall.com. China pledging $230 million to set up a fund to protect so-called biodiversity in developing countries.
President Xi Jinping, speaking by video to a UN conference, has called on other countries to contribute to what is called the Kunming Biodiversity Fund. The week-long meeting marks the formal start of a new round of global talks on protecting the world's plants and animals from extinction. The world has so far failed to reach most of the current 10-year goals, known as the Aichi Biodiversity Targets, set in Japan in 2010. Environmental group Greenpeace says countries need to focus on not just setting new targets, but also meeting them. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
The International Monetary Fund slightly downgrading its outlook for the global recovery from the pandemic recession. Yet on Wall Street, the Dow's up 21 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The demolition, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3.
Trace Inviernos.
Of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Thank you, Tanner. Our backup Trace Inviernos for today. Sean be back in the chair mañana. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Hope all of you are sitting pretty, having a good day so far. A little windy out there, cooler temps on the way. Enjoy your 80s today because it'll be 70s tomorrow. And then it's weird. We got, it's fall, man. We're getting fall. Come on, man. It's fall. No, we're getting, it's that weird time where it's going to be 82 today and then windy. And then it'll be like 70 tomorrow. And then it'll be 80 the next day and like 70 the next after that. So welcome to fall. It's here. It's starting to feel like a New Mexico fall, at least a little bit. And it's got wind, so now you really feel at home. At least, I was going to say, never mind. I was going to say something. The moment has passed. Let me give you a rundown of what's on tap for this hour of the show. We'll get you up to date with the weather here in just a few. Then here at about 9:15 or so, Robert Reynolds will join us. He pops by once a month and gives us an update on what's happening at his poetry group. We talk about Genealogy Society, church, gospel singing, all that good stuff. So, and events happening around town, too. So, Robert will give us that update here in just a little bit. Hey, I'll mention again, excuse me, this hour had the hiccups. If you are in the education field, if you're a teacher, principal, staff administration, or employee of the schools, McDonald's nationally are giving free breakfasts to all of our education personnel. Just show your school badge anytime this week for breakfast, and they'll give you a free breakfast. They give you a free, I believe it's a Egg McMuffin or a free sausage biscuit or a free bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit, and then they'll also give you a free hash brown and medium coffee as well. So get your free breakfast this week. Just show your ID through Friday at your McDonald's here in town. Big thank you to them for doing that. And I think it's national. So if you got teacher and educator friends around the country, let them know too, so they can get free breakfast at the McDonald's near them. So just want to share that little tip. Hey, if there's a place to find free food, I'm the guy to help you. You know, I'm all about letting people know where you can find free food. That is a platform my candidacy can get behind. I will tell you where the free food is. I'm all about that. It is 9 minutes after 9 o'clock. Let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Jennifer Naramore with your Pecos Valley weather. It'll be a partly sunny go of it for today. The big weather story will be the winds a-howling here. We're looking at some gusts anywhere from 45 to 55 miles per hour, giving us some patchy blowing dust today. Highs are on the climb well to the mid to upper 80s. Pretty clear out there tonight. We'll see a decreasing wind as the night goes on, our low mid to upper 40s. And then sunny for tomorrow. Highs are ranging between 75 and 80. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Naramore.
Thank you, Jennifer. Currently 69 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 35%. Winds currently out of the south at 17 miles per hour. We do have the wind advisory in effect through 6 p.m. this evening, and that's because of the winds and everything else. As Jennifer mentioned, patchy blowing dust this afternoon. That's a lot of descriptors, isn't it? So the dust is going to be dust, and it's blowing. Not only is it blowing, but it's patchy. I guess what they're trying to say, it's like isolated, like, you know, spots will be blowing dust, other spots it won't. But I'm just thinking there's like dust out there wearing a pair of pants with a bunch of patches on it. He's patchy. And then he got a sweater with like those patches on the elbows. So look for the patchy blowing dust today. Sunny otherwise with a high of 82. Winds will be up out of the southwest this morning, 15 to 25 miles per hour. Later today, increasing 25 to 35, gusting as high as 50 miles per hour. Hope those patches are unsecure. Clear skies tonight with an overnight low of 43. Windy, once again, northwest winds 20 to 30 miles per hour, gusting as high as 45 miles per hour. You will see a decrease down 10 to 20 after midnight tonight. Sunny for you Wednesday, cooler, high of 74 with northwest winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, mostly clear with an overnight low of 44. Southwest winds at around 5 miles per hour. Thursday, little bit warmer, sunny, highs near 80 expected. West winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then Friday, it cools back down again. Sunny skies, highs right around 70. And then for the weekend, cooler as well. Sunny, 72 on Saturday. Sunny and 75 on Sunday. Back up near 81 when you head back to work and school on Monday. All right, it is 12 minutes after 9 o'clock. Let's go ahead and take a 4-minute break. And then on the other side of the break, we'll have Robert Reynolds join us, and we'll talk about all the things happening in and around town. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Ah, there's nothing like a good night's sleep. But if your old, worn-out mattress is keeping you up at night, then hurry to Glenn's Furniture and change your life. Glenn's carries Serta, the finest mattress in the world. Whether you prefer a traditional inner spring, a modern memory foam, or a hybrid that combines the best of both, Glenn's has the right size and right firmness in stock, specially priced and ready for free delivery. So don't lay awake another night. Head for Glenn's Furniture at the corner of Union and Alameda, making sweet dream since 1953.
Today we're going to give you the 5th key to a great marriage, taken from Drs. Les and Leslie Perot. Hi, this is Pastor Troy and Julie Smotherman for The Joy of Marriage. The 5th key is commitment, living the love you promised.
Galatians 6:9 says, "And let us not get tired of doing what is right, for after a while we will reap a harvest of blessing if we don't get discouraged and give up." You know, one of the keys to commitment is just deciding in your heart, I'm never giving up on God, I'm never giving up on my marriage, I'm never giving up on my family.
Commitment is a promise made and kept by two imperfect people. It's good for our kids to see that problems happen and we're committed to solving them together.
If you want all 5 keys to a great marriage, you can go to our website at jomconference.com.
Mow, dig, haul, lift. The versatile Kubota BX Series subcompact tractor does it all. Switching attachments is simple, and a smooth hydrostatic transmission makes for easy operation. The Kubota BX Series, the #1 selling subcompact tractor in the U.S. for over 10 years. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Amigo Machinery, 2801 Southeast Main Street, Roswell.
Christmas came early at Richland Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. A huge inventory has finally arrived at the dealership. Every type of Ram truck you've been waiting for. 2500s, 3500s, even some 4500s. Been looking for a new Dodge Charger or Challenger? They've got them at Richland. And don't go far looking for a new Jeep, Wranglers, Cherokees, Gladiators, even some work vans. It's like Christmas came early. But hurry, these will go fast. Richland on Southeast Main in Roswell.
A good night's sleep is so important. Did you know that proper sleep supports a healthy heart, decreases chances of weight gain, and boosts a positive mood? Hi, this is Dr. Sarah Usher with Carabelli Dental. It doesn't matter your age, sleeping issues can make any of us reach for that all-day cup of coffee. If you know you are not sleeping because of severe snoring or sleep apnea, come visit us. We can make you a small oral appliance that will help you sleep better and live better.
Come see the team at Carabelli Dental at the corner of 9th and Main in Roswell or call 622-4455.
Being in the Army National Guard is about more than just serving your country. It's about being there for your community when your neighbors need you most. The Army National Guard makes college affordable. Serving part-time lets you attend school full-time while you take advantage of education benefits that can help you graduate debt-free. If a civilian career is your goal, serving part-time allows you to work at a full-time job. The skills, qualities, and contacts you'll develop in the Guard can open doors to a great civilian career. Want to serve but worried about being away from friends and family? Part-time service in the Army National Guard allows you to serve close to home. Serving in the Army National Guard lets you have the life you want while you enjoy the many benefits of serving your community and nation. You owe it to yourself to learn more about how the Army National Guard can fit into your life. Visit NationalGuard.com.
Sponsored by the New Mexico Army National Guard. Aired by the New Mexico Broadcasters Association and this station.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. During your lifetime, you'll produce enough saliva to fill 2 swimming pools. Spit out this bit of information at your next pool party. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 16 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, Robert Reynolds back with us. Good morning, Robert.
Good morning, everybody, and morning, Mike.
Good morning. How you doing today?
Okay, I'd like to say hi to 4 people listening.
All right.
Wayne, Tom, Lee, and Christine, and say the whole program. Thank you.
Awesome. Where are they listening from? They gathered together listening, or are they
all
have their
over
own?
town.
Oh,
Oh, no, Tom and Wayne's probably listening together, then Lee and Christine's at home.
Oh, well, good for you. I'd like to be home right now. Just kidding. No, I you know what? 10 o'clock, I'd like to be home. I love doing the show, and I want to go to bed after that. Yeah. Just kidding. For folks that aren't familiar, Robert joins us once a month and keeps us up to date on a lot of things happening around town, from the High Prairie Poetry Society to gospel singing to events around town and everything else. So based on today, we got a lot going on because he's handing me 2 full pages of items that are happening here. So I guess we Probably should dive in, huh?
Yeah.
All right, very good. Let's start off with Senior Circle. They're still not open yet, but hopefully they will. Have you heard if they have any plans in the future to open, or are they shut down for?
They may not be open the rest of this year until January.
So they may be looking 22. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, as we get updates, that we'll let folks know, but hopefully they will be able to start offering their services back at the building there for seniors and things.
Yeah.
So, good deal. What about the Genealogical Society? Are they still closed for COVID?
They're still closed too.
Okay.
And she's going to give me an update whenever they open, but they may not be open till January either.
Okay. So, but in the meantime, if you look for the Genealogical Society on Facebook, they meet at the Wilson Cobb Library when they do meet. But if you'd like to become a member and things, I'm sure you can find opportunities through their Facebook page and all that to do that.
Yeah.
So, very good. Give us an update on the High Prairie Poetry Society.
We had a meeting last month with 12 people who was wonderful in Enchanted Hills.
Good.
Oh, the ones that come are dedicated to 12. Anybody else can come, no matter what your age is.
Sure.
You can listen, you can read out of a book, you can write something.
Well, 12's a good-sized group, too, for reading poetry. That way everyone gets a chance to share, and you don't have to wait an hour to share and all that stuff, too. So that's good.
We're having our meeting for this month, and this coming Saturday at Enchanted Hills Park at 2 o'clock.
All right.
So everybody get out there, and it's supposed to be 72, I think, and I hope the wind stays down.
Hopefully there's no wind, but just in case, maybe bring a light jacket or windbreaker if it gets a little windy out there. But your poetry will travel farther if you talk in the right direction. Like if you talk with the wind at your back, and then you say it out there, it'll go into the wind and travel to wherever it goes. There you go. So maybe it'll help.
I'm going to have some donuts, too. I hope they travel, too.
Yeah, exactly. Well, come on out. Again, it'll be 2 o'clock at Enchanted Hills Park, which is there off 2nd over there by Champion Motorsports and all that there. It's that neighborhood there. Come on out 2 o'clock. Meet at the pavilion out there, I guess, right?
Yeah, in the East Pavilion, yes.
Excellent. Very good. And then if you love poetry, you can come and listen to some. Yeah. If you have poetry you'd like to share, feel free. This is what it's for. If whether you write your own or maybe you just love reading other poets and want to share poems from other poets that mean things to you, that's great too. It's all about celebrating poetry.
You can call me at the end of the program, the numbers on anything we got on the paper, and we'll take care of you.
Very good. Give us an update, Sun Country Physical Therapy. Of course, that's where you've been going for the last couple of years, getting your body back into shape again.
Yeah, Sun Country. I'll go there from 7:30 to 8:30 Monday through Friday, and I do my weights and my whatever the owner Joe shows me, and it's they do good therapy, and they're open from 8 to 5 Monday through Thursday, and Friday 8 to noon, and they got walk-ins also.
Yeah, and they can do like your wellness therapy for losing weight and all that, but physical therapy for sports industry, injuries to rehab and after surgeries, all those kind of things. They do all that.
Yes.
Very good. Awesome. Talk a little bit now. Coming up on Saturday, the Down Syndrome Society for Southeast Mexico is having their Stepping Up for Down Syndrome event. That's happening this Saturday out at which is it at the zoo? I forgot to look.
Oh.
I gotta go look.
Was that in around town?
Oh yeah, it's at the Rustic Decay Soccer Complex. That's where it's at. I was like, I forgot. I was like, where did it happen? It's this Saturday at the Rustic Decay Soccer Complex, presented by Frontier Medical and Roswell Toyota. If you'd like to go out there and support, actually, if you go to the Down Syndrome Foundation for Southeast New Mexico's Facebook page, you'll find the event page. You click on it. There's a link there if you'd like to donate money. And, of course, if you'd like to come out between 9 and 1 on that Saturday, you can come and be part of the walk and the fun and all the celebration.
Oh, they have a music, too?
It doesn't really say here. It just kind of says the countdown is on. They still got time to register. And then that's all. It doesn't really say all the events and things that are planned, but they usually have a bunch of fun stuff out there. So get out there and support them.
Yes.
And all the proceeds go to the Down Syndrome Foundation to help support families with Down syndrome here in southeast New Mexico. So
Yeah.
it's a really great organization.
It's really good. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Vitalant, yeah, they got blood drives happening all throughout the month of October here. Get out there and donate blood.
Yeah.
I was doing some earlier. Their next one in Roswell is tomorrow. They're going to be at Mesa Middle School with the Blood Mobile from 9 to 1 out there. Which ones are you talking about? Just all welcome. Yeah, just come on out. Call if you call Stephanie at Vitalant, you can call her cell number 575-840-8178, or you can call the main number 625-9743 and get an appointment to donate blood. They've got blood drives coming up. Like I said, they're going to be at Mesa tomorrow. They're going to be at Hotel Artesia on the 15th. They'll be at the Vitalant office on the 15th here in Roswell later this month. A couple more times, too. So get on there. Oh, yeah. I skipped one, didn't I? Sorry about that. Give us an update at Trinity United Methodist Church. Talk about your gospel singing and everything. I've
been going about 6 years. And early service, I sing at 9 a.m. and Pastor Young. And they have the 11 a.m. service, and it's on the television computer set.
Okay.
And you can come as you are. I appreciate if you can come out there. And if my voice puts you to sleep, I'm sorry.
Or you're welcome, depending on what you're trying to do. When you're trying to catch 40 winks there, then you're doing the Lord's work.
Yeah.
That's it. But but come on out and celebrate God and enjoy the music and the more the merrier. If you love singing too, get with Robert. He'd love to have folks singing together and having fun, right?
Now we gained 2 more people in the early service. We got 12.
All right.
In the other service, we got 60 or 70 in second service at 11.
Nice. And then if anybody falls asleep, you can bump each other's elbows to keep you going.
Yes.
Very good. Now, Jazz Festival's been canceled for 2021. However, they do have an opportunity if you'd love to get some great music. October 15th and 16th, they're going to have some live jazz at Sacred Ground Friday and Saturday. Some of the featured musicians are Michael Francis, Charles Gordon, Ricky Malachi, Jimmy Olivas, and Eric Unsworth. Again, that'll be from 6:30 to 8, October 15th and 16th at Sacred Ground. I'll have to look up where Sacred Ground is. I'm not familiar where that's at, but I'll look it up later and give that information out to folks. But that can at least get you some jazz fix if you're kind of jonesing and missing out on the Jazz Festival this year. So that'll give you a chance to kind of, wet the beak a little bit. So that'll be good. Let's see. Do you want to talk a little bit about what is this one here?
Ruidosa.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's they got a bike fest up there in Ruidosa. Is that this weekend?
Yes.
Okay, what's going on up there?
It's going to be Saturday and Sunday at Ruidosa Bike Festival.
Okay.
And they start at the First Methodist Church, and then they'll give the information what you got to do from there.
Okay, great. So I imagine you'll see the bikers. They usually come through town here. We'll see a bunch of bikers. Like when there's a bike fest in Ruidosa, there's usually a gaggle of bikes coming through town that weekend, going in, going out. And so be on the lookout. Roads might be a little busier this weekend for that. So just plan accordingly. And then Roswell Flute Ensemble, are they starting to rehearse and get back together again post-COVID here?
Yeah.
Awesome.
They're at 5:30 at the Anderson Museum.
Okay.
For the rehearsal for the flute ensemble.
Okay.
And you must be experienced.
Yeah, they're looking for experienced. I believe the term is flautist, but don't quote me on that.
Yeah.
I think it's flautist. The phlebotomist takes your blood. A flautist plays a flute, I'm pretty sure. But don't quote me on that. So they're looking for experienced, we'll go with flautists, not phlebotomists. Although Vitalant might use some phlebotomists, they could use your services. But definitely, if you love playing flute and maybe you played in school and it's been a few years and you want to get back into it and doing it, they are looking for experienced flute players to be a part of the ensemble. They do beautiful music.
Yes.
I see them a lot. Usually I see them a lot at the Roswell Christmas Railway when that happens each year. Usually one of the nights the flute ensemble's out there performing. They do a great show. They do other concerts and things, but that's one that always sticks out in my head. But reach out to them, probably online, if you would like to be be a part of the flute ensemble. Talk about the fundraiser coming up here, number 11.
Yes, the RSO November 4th.
Okay.
Fundraiser concert, 6 p.m. at the Anderson Museum, and I don't have no contacts out of the paper for that.
All right. Contact probably the Roswell Symphony Orchestra on Facebook. They'll be happy to give you more information. That just type in Roswell Symphony Orchestra, should pop right up there, and they'll have it there for you. Cool. And since Jazz Fest, they kind of support and be a part of that a lot too, and get involved with that. A lot of the same folks. So by supporting the Roswell Symphony Orchestra, which is much bigger than Roswell, by the way. People don't realize it's a Roswell Symphony Orchestra, and Roswell's its home. But there are members from all over the state of New Mexico and Texas that are a part of the Roswell Symphony Orchestra. It's truly, it's kind of like New Mexico's symphony orchestra is the Roswell Symphony Orchestra. It just kind of works out that way. So they're an amazing group of people. So definitely come out to the fundraising event and support them.
Yes.
That'd be great. Where are we at? I lost space. Kiwanis. Talk about the Kiwanis event.
The Kiwanis RCLT benefit contest at the Little Theater, and the number is 575-313-8719.
Yeah, they got actually a golf ball drop that's happening that morning of the 6th, November 6th. And then you can get where you can win some money doing the golf ball drop. And then they've got their concert that night. Swearingen and Kelly, they are the music of Simon and Garfunkel, and that's November 6th. You can get tickets RoswellTheater.com or call Lori 575-513-8119 for that. That's a reserve seating, so you can get VIP tickets, which get a meet and greet with the band and special seating and some other swag, or you can get your reserve seats $28. And all the fundraising money from this goes to the Kiwanis Club of Roswell and the Roswell Community Little Theater. They're going to use the Community Little Theater is going to use the money to help pay for the roof that they got to replace there at the theater. And, of course, the Kiwanis are using the money for the all-inclusive park that's coming soon here to Roswell. So, so good way to support. Either get you a golf ball, get you, I think it's $10 for a golf ball drop ticket, and you can win, like, top prize is like $200. Is it $200 or $400? $400. And then there's like 5 or 4 prizes. They get like gift cards. They got some really cool prizes for $10. So get you a golf ball, help out, and they're guaranteed winners. Some of these golf ball drops, what they do is they have a mark, and then they drop all the golf balls, and then the golf ball that drops closest to the target is the winner, and they will win first place. The second closest gets second place, so forth and so on. Sometimes they do these in the past that they've got to hit the target. If they don't hit the target, they don't win. The money rolls over. This one, no. Someone's going to win. They're going to win it. You're going to win your $400 or whatever if you win the prize. But basically, that's how it works. Is that you buy a golf ball for $10. They drop the golf balls. If your golf ball comes close to the target and you're in the top, you win a prize. And again, all that money goes to the Kiwanis and to the communal theater there. So good way to help out.
That's really nice.
Yeah, it's really cool stuff. So again, look for either on Facebook and get information on that. Let's talk about what does that say? Loveless Hospital. Okay.
The Loveless Hospital, October 28th. They got to drive through and trick or treat and hand it to you and drive off.
Yeah, they're doing their drive through. Well, you made me laugh because I saw Loveless here, but you had it spaced, so I thought it said Loveless Hospital. I was like, oh, Loveless Hospital. So for a hot minute there, I was like, Loveless Hospital. Oh, Loveless.
They're going to be out there in the parking lot.
A good deal, doing like a trunk or treat drive-through type thing, not trunk or treat, but drive-through type deal. So definitely, there's going to be a bevy of places around town, and we'll get more to those dates. I know American Legion's doing their thing on the 30th at First United Methodist Church. They're having their drive-through event. I know some of the other churches are having their events as well. Country Club Road Church of Christ, they're doing I think they're doing theirs the 24th. their trunk or treat the week before. There's a bunch of them out there. Yeah, it's 'tis the season. So get ready. Go ahead.
Just Lover's drive-throughs from 3 p.m. to 5.
Okay. So that's kind of an early one. So it planned that one earlier in your trick-or-treating festivities as you're going around hitting all the different places. That one's from 3 to 5, so you might want to hit that earlier in your trick-or-treating evening there. Let's talk a little bit about the fundraiser here at Pecos Flavors Winery.
Yes, this is going to be October 23rd at Pecos Valley Winery. And you can call 575-627-6265 for more information.
Okay, very good. And get involved. Do you know anything about what the fundraiser's for or anything? Or
no, I don't.
Okay, I'll take a look into that and see what we can get more information for folks there. And then, of course, we were talking about Halloween festivities. Grace Community Church, they're having their Halloween big fun day. Tell a little bit more about that.
The Grace Community Church, they're having in the children's building from 5 to 10 p.m. On October 31st. And come dressed, they'll have a costume judging, they'll have games and all kinds of things going on.
Awesome. So put that on the list. We're not done yet. Keep going. The City of Roswell at the Convention Center is having their big Halloween party from 4 to 8 there. Is that on the 30th as well?
31st.
31st on Halloween.
4 to 8.
Excellent. So come out to the Convention Center for that. Again, that's completely free. Doesn't cost anything.
Yeah.
So. Excuse me. Talk a little bit about the Desert Willow event there in Carlsbad.
Carlsbad, October 14th. That's tomorrow. At the Desert Willow Wildlife Rehabilitation Center, and it's going to be a benefit for a dinner.
Okay, it's Thursday, by the way, not tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very good. So you can. That's a great. The Desert Willow Rehab Center. They take like birds of prey, wild animals. Like they have some hawks and things like that they've rescued that were hurt in the wild, and they bring them back to health. Some they can release to the wild. Some can't because of their injuries. So they call the refuge home now, and that's where they keep them, and they use them. It's a wildlife refuge preserve, but it's also they educate and have a great facility there in Carlsbad. So definitely check it out and support the benefits. Great deal. Talk about Art in the Park with Artesia. That's happening this weekend.
Yeah, this weekend it's going to be Artesia Art in the Park.
Mm-hmm.
Friday at 4 p.m. and Saturday at 9 a.m. That's the Joyce Park, and information is 575-746-42112, and they'll tell you all about it.
Yeah, that is their annual, it's the Artesia Arts Council. It's their big fundraising events, Art in the Park. It's in a new location. It's at JC Park. I think they used to always have it at Central Park, which is more downtown. This is out at JC Park. That's where they do the fireworks. For folks that know about Artesia's fireworks show, that park's best known. That's the park they do the fireworks. It's off 26th Street.
Oh.
So it's a little bit different. It's a little off the beaten path compared to the more centralized Central Park. That's the name. But but it's there, and they're having it. It's 2 days, Friday and Saturday. Yeah. They got all the booths out there are homemade crafted projects. You won't find like a lot of times you go to craft fairs and things and you'll see like Scentsy booths and things like that.
Yeah.
This won't have that. This is all food, things that are handmade, beautiful stuff from artwork to functional potteries and things, foods, all that. But they're very stringent on who they let in the booth or be at this thing. It's strictly just handmade, crafted stuff. So come on out either Friday or Saturday and do some shopping and do it. They usually do a cakewalk with the band, with the high school and the junior high bands in Artesia, so you can score a cake and help raise some money for the bands. But all that's happening Friday and Saturday.
Yeah.
Very good. Let's talk about, I lost where I was at. We want to talk, where are we at here? Community Center.
Number 19.
Number 19, thank you. Talk about what's happening at the Joy Center there.
Now, the community care at the Joy Center, Wednesday at 1 p.m. You got to be 60 and over
Okay.
At 1822 North Montana.
All right. Very good. So come out and be a part of that.
That's for the choir.
Okay.
And they have choir practice.
Okay.
Every Wednesday at 1 p.m.
So I guess
they're trying to get some seniors out do some singing.
Okay.
They may start singing around town or something.
Okay. So if some seniors that they got the velvet smooth vocal cords, love to come out and join their community choir there.
Yes.
Awesome. Very good. Talk about the event on October 18th here. Was that Dead Live for, I can't really read.
Roswell Museum and Art Center deadline for the Potter's Guild. And I don't know what a Potter's Guild is.
It's a guild of potters. No, it's an organization that a group of people, and this is our potters, and they kind of set the standards for quality and craft of potteries. It's basically the like the who's who of pottery kind of thing.
Oh, and pottery.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a guild of potters. But that'll be an event for them on the 18th. Yeah. And then let's talk about the holiday Altrusa's, what is that, market they've got happening?
Yeah, market. Yes.
Okay, talk a little bit about that.
It's December 3rd through December 18th. And starts on Wednesday, and the number 624-6744.
Okay.
And they'll give you all the information on that.
All right, very good. And then, of course, Roswell Community Little Theater had to postpone their second weekend of Bye Bye Birdie back over the summer. Well, it's been rescheduled the weekend of October 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. Bye Bye Birdie will be happening at the Community Little Theater. If you bought tickets the first time, your tickets are good for this. If you did not get tickets and want to get tickets, you can get tickets right now at roswelltheater.com. You can go see Bye Bye Birdie, weekend number 2.
And they got Friday at 7:30 and Sunday at 2 o'clock.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
But they didn't show nothing for Saturday.
Yeah, it's the 7:30, those same times there. Very good. Let's talk a little bit about Night of the Living Zoo. That's happening. Happening. I believe is that the 30th and 29th?
October 24th. Night of the Living Zoo for 5 to 9 o'clock. You can visit Facebook for more information.
Yeah, and you can get tickets for that right now. You can pre-register and get tickets at roswellconnect.com.
Oh.
So that way it's fun. It's fun trick-or-treating, games, all kinds of stuff out there for the families out there, and all in a fun, safe family atmosphere. But you can get tickets at the event, but you can pre-order your tickets right now, roswellconnect.com, and go there and do that. Very cool. Holiday Magic Craft Show, is that back happening this year?
Yeah.
Sweet.
And November 19th at 10:30 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. and November 20th from 9 to 5. It's at the Fairground Commercial Building.
Okay.
And they got emails, holidaymusiccraft.com.
I imagine we'll be talking to them sometime soon. They have a great, every year they have a great, it's Christmas decor, holiday decor, non-holiday stuff. But if you're looking for your holiday decor foods, if you have not left that place, this is something every single person that goes to the Holiday Magic Craft Show, if you've never done this before, you need to make sure you better not walk out of there without a pumpkin roll. I hate pumpkin. I'm not even a pumpkin fan, but those pumpkin rolls, I will kill people to eat those things. They are that tasty. And if you do not leave that building without a pumpkin roll, you didn't do the holiday magic right. You did something wrong. So make sure when you go out there that you get the holiday pumpkin roll. That's a 10. That thing's a 10. Eat that thing every time. All right, let's move on to what's that? The craft there?
Call Cloth.
Oh, yeah. Talk a little bit about that.
October 30th at the First Baptist Church at 2 p.m. You can visit Facebook, and they're going to have games and costume judging and food and a little bit of everything.
Okay.
And but you can get the information through Facebook.
Very good. And that's in Cloudcroft. Talk about the event in Ruidoso here on the 16th.
Yeah, Ruidoso. It's this Saturday, Indigenous Celebration Tour and department. It's at the Wingfield Park, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And it's for the Facebook.
Okay.
It's ruidosapark.com.
Okay. And then talk a little bit about the Pumpkin Fest there in Rio Rancho.
Yeah, Rio Rancho, they got their Pumpkin Fest. It's from 2 to 8 o'clock at the Rio Rancho City Center, Campus Park, And you can go to RioRanchoEventCenter.com for more information.
All right. And have some fun pumpkining it up.
A little bit of everything.
I bet our pumpkin rolls at the Holiday Magic are better than theirs. That's something.
Yeah.
What's number 28 here?
It's Truth or Consequences.
Okay.
October 22nd to 25th. They're going to have a film festival for films at the Cortez Movie Theater. Visit Facebook at Halloween, and you'll get all the information.
There you go. And while you're at the film festival, get you maybe go to get a spa there and sit in one of the spas there in TRC by the river and get you recharged and rejuvenated.
Yes.
You ever done that? That's those are pretty neat. Let's see. Oh, I'm on the second page now. Did I miss one?
29.
Oh, I'm sorry. I did skip one there. Talk about what's happening in Alamogordo.
Alamogordo, October 30th, the Zubu. Games and costumes at Alameda Park, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. And you can go to CI Alamogordo, New Mexico, /516/Zoo Boo.
Very good. If I lived in Alamogordo for a few, I lived at Holloman Air Force Base for a few years, but yeah, I called that area home for a couple of years, and that's a nice little park there, where the zoo is, and they've got the little train. I hope the train's still there. I haven't been there in quite a few years. They used to have they had a big like little train for the kids, kind of like we have here, but a smaller one, and then they had a little playground, and then the little zoo. Ours is bigger, but it's a nice little zoo and everything they had there. It was right there downtown, so definitely celebrating their activities too.
Yeah.
One more thing to talk about in Ruidoso. Talk about the Midtown Halloween event there.
Yeah, Ruidoso, October 27th at Midtown Halloween, trick or treat. It's at Southers Drive from 3 to 6:30 p.m. And you can go to Facebook for more information.
All right. So if you're out and about in that area and really need to get your trick-or-treating on, free food everywhere. I'm telling you, go where the free food is. Follow your nose, as Toucan Sam used to say. It always knows. Of course, if you missed any of the information we talked about here or would like to learn more about singing some gospel music with you or getting involved in any of these things, what's the best way to get a hold of you, Robert?
The best way to get a hold of me is 575-208-9513.
Okay.
And the voicemail, you can call anytime, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, and come on out, enjoy some poetry. This Saturday is your next meeting. Yes. What time you guys meeting again?
2 p.m. Saturday in Santa Hills Park.
Yeah, they're at the Pavilion.
Yes.
What's all right, Rob, I'm going to ask real quick. What's your favorite, I'm putting you on the spot a little bit. Like, what's your favorite poem you heard at one of your meetings? Like, is there someone that wrote a poem or did something that, like, not stuff you did, but someone else that the poetry group did that kind of, hit home for you?
Anne Applegard, she's wrote a whole book of the poetry, and she's got some beautiful poems in there. And she does a lot of my favorites.
Okay. So come out to the meeting. We'll share some of those poems. How about that?
Yeah, she's not going to retire from poetry on account of her health, but we keep in touch with her.
Good.
She's 86 now, and she's been in poetry 40-some years, and this is my 22nd year in poetry and the 10th year as president. And if you ever get involved in poetry, it blends with my gospel music I write, and the poetry, you can alternate them, and it works out pretty good sometimes.
Good deal. Well, I imagine, her being in her 80s, I imagine there's a lot of wisdom in some of those poems she has. When you're on Earth a long time, you tend to gather some of that wisdom, unless you're not trying real hard.
If I run out of poetry, I look through her book and I'll read one out of there.
Yeah, there you go. Well, Robert, as always, appreciate you guys visiting here and keeping us up to date. We'll see you here next month here, and hopefully we got a whole new batch of fun things happening around town.
And before I come back next month, my birthday is November 1st.
Well, happy birthday.
And, I'll tell you my age then.
All right. What you got any plans for November 1st?
Yes.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to have my birthday party in Burger King at 2 o'clock
on
October 30th because the 31st is Halloween.
All right.
I got to have my face on false face.
Okay.
I wear mine 364 days out of the year. And also...
Well, you better wear the crown.
I'm going to have my cake and ice cream in there.
All right.
And some of my poetry people's coming.
Well, good.
And
Well, there's going to be a rule. If you're having your birthday party at Burger King, you better wear the crown. You better put that crown, the paper crowns they give all the kids?
I got one of these scary wigs that I'll leave when I get there.
All right, well, we put the wig on, then put that crown on over top. I will be disappointed if your party doesn't have you wearing that crown. Well, thank you very much, guys. We appreciate it.
You're welcome.
And have a great birthday, and we'll see you. I guess we'll see you when you're a year older, I guess, huh?
1 year older. 1 year older.
1 year wiser. There you go. Let's go with that one.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much, and thank you for having us and doing the station, and God bless you all.
I'll keep doing it till they fire me.
Yes.
That's a threat. It's 9:48. I'm just kidding. Don't fire me. It's 9:48. Let's get you up to date with local news and your Sean Hannity update. Quick break before we go. Don't go away.
Now for a Pecos Valley news update, I'm Jared Cirillo. We begin with a traffic alert for you today as pavement maintenance projects are taking place this week on two of Roswell's main thoroughfares. The work will require some traffic diversions but will not result in any full road closures. First off, work on East College Boulevard is going on between Main Street and North Atkinson Avenue. That's scheduled to start already last through Wednesday. That work also planned for North Atkinson Avenue from East College Boulevard to Tierra Berenda. That will start Thursday. New Mexico State University has apparently fired a professor who bragged about rejecting vaccine and face mask mandates on the Las Cruces campus. David Clements said on social media that he'd been terminated. An official statement from NMSU said Clements had been a disruption to the academic environment and public safety on campus. Clements had already been on paid administrative leave since the middle of August. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
Turn up your radio. Here's the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
It's so humiliating having this weak, frail, cognitive mess as a president. For a visa to leave Afghanistan, go to the U.S. Embassy in a neighboring country. This is what our stupid State Department just sent out. Reader says the senator's office helping him get through the employees get through to the U.S. State Department. The U.S. State Department is saying if you want a visa to leave Afghanistan, please go to a U.S. Embassy in a neighboring country. How in God's name do you think they're going to get there? Are they going to walk? Are they just going to say, I need to go to the embassy, but I don't have my passport? One USA Today piece, you can see the changes. Afghan women go from wearing suits to wearing burqas in 1 month.
Check out the Sean Hannity radio show later today, right here.
All right, the school year is getting started for millions across the nation. Chances are your child's learning environment is not going to be a perfect one. Now, Acellus Power Homeschool, they have become the answer for both schools and for parents that have decided to bring their child's classroom either partially home or for full-time homeschooling. Now, parents worry that their kids are getting behind in math because schools had to close last year, and other parents worry if their kids are on track to read at their grade level. And now we're worried again that our kids might face disruptions this school year. Now, at powerhomeschool.org, it's one word, you're going to see how parents can control their children's education by offering online courses at home taught by some of America's greatest teachers. Now, it's especially effective if your student is struggling or students with learning disabilities. If you are considering homeschooling or looking to fill any gaps at home, please visit powerhomeschool.org. That's powerhomeschool.org today.
I'm meteorologist Jennifer Naramore with your Pecos Valley weather. It'll be a partly sunny go of it for today. The big weather story will be the winds a-howling here. We're looking at some gusts anywhere from 45 to 55 miles per hour, giving us some patchy blowing dust today. Highs are on the climb well to the mid to upper 80s. Pretty clear out there tonight. We'll see a decreasing wind as the night goes on, our low mid to upper 40s. And then sunny for tomorrow. Highs are ranging between 75 and 80. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Naramore.
It's time for the Chavez County Sports Report. I think we should talk a little Gateway Christian, don't you? The Warriors are pretty good in football and volleyball. In fact, in volleyball, they're 13-1. only loss of the season was to Tularosa. Of course, that's stepping up a division for Gateway Christian. All of their victories, in fact, have been sweeps, and they'll be taking on Elida this afternoon at 5:30. The Gateway Christian Warriors' best volleyball finish was last year. They were a state runner-up to Melrose, so they're looking for a state championship. Gateway Christian football, well, they've won 6 state championships, but in recent years, it's been runner-up finishes in 2015, 16, and 2018. And Gateway Christian, though, is 6-0 overall after clobbering Clovis Christian 69-22 on Friday. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Rich Thomason. Wall Street opened higher this morning before turning lower at mid-morning. The market anticipating House approval of a bill allowing for a short-term increase in the government's borrowing limit. LG Electronics has reached a deal with General Motors to pay $1.9 billion to $2 billion to reimburse the automaker for the cost of recalling Chevy Bolt electric vehicles because of the risk of battery fires. Battery fires and the recalls have been an embarrassing setback for GM, which has a goal of switching from gasoline to battery-powered vehicles in the not-too-distant future. The International Monetary Fund voicing full confidence in its managing director. The vote of confidence, a response to allegations that while she was a World Bank official, she and others pressured staffers to change business rankings to placate communist China. With business, I'm Rich Thomason.
What does it feel like using a hot tub in your own backyard? Imagine sitting in your hot tub, looking at the stars as hot water melts away the stresses of the day. The powerful massage jets relax your sore muscles and help relieve any muscle pain. Can you imagine the serene relaxation, all from your own backyard? Choose a spa of your own at All About Spa's parking lot sale. You don't want to miss this event. The sale is this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday from 10 to 6 on North Main, right across from Discount Tire.
It's all right here at All About Spas.
Times are changing, and today's funerals aren't always the sad and solemn events you might expect. This is Gabriel Casaus from Lagrone Funeral Chapel. Along with hymns and scriptures, today's funeral services are often filled with fish stories, country songs, and a joke or two, golf clubs and hot rods, favorite recipes, and kitchen disasters. At Lagrone Funeral Chapel, we believe a funeral should reflect your loved one's personality, passion, and sense of humor. When you lose a loved one, we're here, because at Lagrone Funeral Chapel and Crematory, we make it personal.
900 South Main, Roswell.
Hey, this is Dr. Keon Egger at Carabelli Dental in Roswell. Our office is passionate about creating beautiful, long-lasting smiles. But here's the thing. Sometimes that means dentures, and that's not a bad thing. These aren't your grandma's dentures. We combine artistry and the latest technology to create beautiful, natural-looking teeth. If you are in southeastern New Mexico and you have dentures or are considering dentures, you need to come visit us at Carabelli Dental.
Come see the team at Carabelli Dental or call 622-4455. The Artesia Arts Council presents the return of Art in the Park. Friday and Saturday, October 15th and 16th at JC Park in Artesia. Friday night from 4 to 9, come out for lots of free arts and crafts, plenty of awesome food trucks, and a night chock full of all sorts of live performances. The festival continues Saturday from 9 to 4, including the Artesia High School Band Cakewalk. There's something for everyone, and best of all, admission is absolutely free. Art in the Park, Friday and Saturday, October 15th and 16th at JC Park. Ad paid for by Artesia Lodgers Tax.
Have you noticed the days are getting shorter? This is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. I know it's kind of hard to tell, but we're on the downhill side of the year, so every day is a couple of minutes shorter than the one before, even though your plants need plenty of food and water to keep them healthy. Like those globe willows that are turning yellow. A good dose of the right fertilizer will make them bright green again. No matter what the problems you're having, we probably have a cure at Roswell Seed Company, but come see us soon, because winter's coming, you know.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The average person spends 6 months of their lifetime waiting for a red light to turn green. Share this information with a police officer that pulls you over the next time you run a red light. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 9:57. Got a few minutes before we wrap up the show. I just got an email a few minutes ago announcing that the Roswell High School JV football game versus Clovis this Saturday has been canceled. RHS JV football will not be playing Saturday. They had a game scheduled for 11 a.m. Saturday at the Wool Bowl, JV football versus Clovis. That game has been canceled. They don't state a reason why here. I can speculate a guess, but I don't know for certain. My guess is officiating is a problem. I heard yesterday, but then I never heard the final confirmation, so I don't know for sure. So if this is not true, I apologize. But to my knowledge, this is what's happening. The Goddard game versus Alamogordo, they're supposed to play Friday night. From what I was hearing yesterday, that game's being moved up to Thursday. The game is in Alamogordo, and that's because of officiating. There wasn't officiating available for Friday in Alamogordo, so they had to move it to Thursday. So I'm guessing this might be something in the same vein. They have officiating issues getting officials here because it's the COVID world, and they were having problem getting officials before COVID. And now that COVID's hit, they're really having problem getting officials, and it's a rough go of it. And part of that problem is the way we treat officials. I get when an official makes a mistake, you get mad and all that, but these are individuals that are, volunteering their time. I mean, they get paid, but still, they're doing this for the love of the game and for the love of the kids and everything else, and they don't need that. I mean, who wants to get berated for every time they're just trying to do their job? And I get it. You're watching a game; it's football fans and blah blah, but it's not NFL football. It's kids. It's you know what I mean? And these people are like, I'm not going to sit there and take this abuse. You figure it out. So, maybe we need to work on how we treat each other there. Just thinking. Anyway, just want to pass that along there before we wrapped up the show. If you missed any part of it, you can always go back ksvptv.com and check out our interviews there. Of course, we replayed our Roswell Communal Theater talking about Unnecessary Farce this weekend. We had gubernatorial candidate Rebecca Dow join us in the 8 o'clock hour, and then we just had Robert Reynolds join us in studio a few minutes ago. KSVPTV.com in the mornings with Mike Winter's channel or our 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM Facebook wall. All right, we got to go. That's going to do it for us. Have an awesome day. Thanks for listening to us. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico. Have a wonderful